South Florida, the bottom of the clip of the gunshine state. Ha. Well, them boys still boating in that way. Big plate, get it for the 18 if you straight. Get K and stop hating, it's the motto of the state. Ha. A lot of fakes, but it's still real around here. That foreign talk, that can get you killed down here. Niggas better learn the lingo, cause they'll be looking for you in that water finding Nemo. See, Palm Beach County be the craziest. Them Broward County niggas be the craziest. And them Dade County niggas be the wildest. Shout out to Belle Glaze and my niggas at Fort Myers. Salute to all my Florida boys out here on the grind. When niggas out here getting dough with that snow and the sunshine. Ducking 9, waiting at the port to bring in that order. Cause niggas like depend on what come across the water. Welcome to South. I was born in the South, raised in the South. A Dade County.
KB, let me get a mic check, KB.
1, 2, 1, 2. Good.
Talk again. It might be me. It might be me because I'm on my hotspot. It could be because I'm on my hotspot.
Nah, KB, you going in and out. You going in and out.
My headphones again. That's what it was last time. Let me come back first.
All right, I'm gonna put you in the back. You can hear me, all right, X?
Yeah, you good. You good.
All right. Shout out to the Vill'ns, man. Y'all here hating on us. I made sure that we get our mark tonight, man. The shout out, man. It's been a little bit, you know what I'm saying, as we were trying to move through all this. Supposed to turn my mic up. I'm on my headphones, so hold on.
Hey man, everybody in, man. Listen, I've been scratching my head. I went to the studio. I thought we was gonna be able to create a new South Florida song, and I can't. It's nothing that can be topped with that song right there. There, I said it. You're not getting a new South Florida song.
I gotta figure out how to turn my mic up, but you can hear me. Am I loud enough?
You good? I can hear you. I think everybody else will be able to hear you. If I can hear you.
We'll just go and see. I'm on my AirPods. But, yeah, man, we in here to kind of give our take on some things. Before I say this in the back, but before we start, man, let's just get it out of the way right now, dog. How you feel about the Florida State shafting and getting left out of the college football playoff, man? Give us your thoughts on that.
Listen, okay, I'm gonna give the just being a football fan. I think they deserve to be in it. But are they one of the top 4 teams in the nation? No. That's where you got the difference from, you know what I'm saying? Picking the games. I don't want to see them play against Michigan or any of the top 4 teams. Like, they ain't going to stand a chance. Do they deserve it because they're undefeated? Yes. But if they're going to be number 4 and they got to play against Michigan, no, I don't want to see it. You know what I'm saying? So I think they got it right. At the end of the day, I told them, I say, look, if you don't go blow Louisville out, you're not getting in. Louisville wasn't a good team from the jump. You had to blow them out, and they didn't do it. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm happy because guess what? They crying, they hurting. I tweeted earlier. I say, man, look, Irv Gotti is crying just as much as the nose. Both of those people crying. They messed up.
Yo.
What's good, Rich? Shout out to Rich. Hey, KB, give us your thoughts, man, on Florida State. I know you were pretty good. Nah, you gotta have to take the headphones out, dog. Rich, what you got? What's your thoughts on Florida State not making the playoff?
Man, you know what? I think it was the best thing that happened to him. Don't build your team in a microwave and then get stomped down. And to be honest with you, I saw another post from Maurice Claret talking about the deal that ESPN was doing with Alabama. I mean, yes, at the end of the day, football is about money too. So, um, Alabama's the better draw. Florida State had the ki- 10. If Alabama and Florida State played 10 times, how many times will Florida State win?
Zero. Zero.
Is so it's really that simple.
But you know what? You got to look at last year's college football playoff. And, I think the TCU getting blown out in a championship game is the reason why Florida State is not in there. They saying we don't want this again. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everybody basically turned that TCU versus Georgia game off in the second quarter. They're like, man, we ain't watching this no more. That thing already 40-something-0.
Exactly.
So we looked at Florida State play Louisville, and we was saying, Florida State, y'all can't score against Louisville? And y'all want to be in the college playoffs? No, we not going to do this again.
Right.
And I'm sure that I'm sure that Michigan Iowa game didn't do them any favors either. They were like, yeah, we're not doing this, man. 26-0. Nah, we good. I personally think, and this is just me, I think it's kind of political. We know who owns ESPN. You got to be a fool if you think that ESPN and the College Football Playoff Committee, who has an exclusive contract with ESPN and ABC, you think they ain't listening to what the old governor talking about? Won't come to die, and I ain't doing all this for Florida, and blah 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 blah. Yeah, I mean, not to get too political, but
hey Manny, so everybody can talk about, but TCU beat Michigan. That ain't the point. What did TCU do when they got in the championship game? It wasn't even a game. Like, they didn't belong at all. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, y'all keep saying they beat Michigan. But what happened when they got with Georgia? It was like, what was the score in the first quarter? It was like, what, 35-0 in the first quarter? Like, do y'all really want to see Florida State play?
Yeah,
Bama, Texas, Washington.
Yeah,
it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah, I think on top of the fact that it's not a ratings draw, and they're trying to get the. I think they just need to be more transparent. Stop lying to the people. Like, if it's quote unquote best for a team, stop putting out demographics that's gonna cater to something that's not actually the case, because that's essentially what it boiled down to. It's Florida State or Alabama the bigger draw, or Texas.
And then today I was telling people, I say, well, look, if Clemson goes undefeated in the ACC, Clemson goes to the playoffs. And they were like, well, no, if Clemson got the record and everybody else got I say, no, if Clemson goes to the playoffs, because they know, the committee knows Clemson gonna play.
Exactly.
It's gonna be a game. You know what I'm saying? But they looking at Florida State saying, y'all didn't look spectacular against none of the teams y'all played. I mean, outside of LSU, maybe in the first game. Every other game is like, y'all didn't look spectacular, even with Travis. So y'all want us to put y'all in, and Travis is not there. But for what reason? You know what I'm saying? We want to see some good games, and y'all ain't finna give us one. Granted, but like I said, they deserve to be in it because they undefeated, but
absolutely,
they just, hey man, it is what it is, man. Nobody that proves to them that they logo holds nothing. You know what I'm saying? That logo is nothing. It's basically paper tissue, and you threw a bunch of water on it. It's nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, I agree. I think they should be in. I think it has huge implications in regards to. I just don't want that to happen in Miami, because I see a very popular question I see on the timeline is, if that happens to Miami, how would you feel? And I'm like, we kind of like it did in 2000, but that was a different time. That was a BCS era. That was a computer doing anything, not people. And so I think it hurts even more that for them because it's people that decided this, not a not a shaky computer system. So at the end of the day, man, like it is what it is. I hope it doesn't have further implications in the future if this happens again, where they're considering like one person
Well,
not playing.
it won't happen no more, Matty, because now you got the 12 team playoffs. So Florida State to be in.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I'm
fair.
saying? They'll be in. So it's like all this crying this year. Guess what? Next year you'll see what happens when you put 12 teams in. And 8 of the teams do not belong. You know what I'm saying? It's like they don't belong, and then now you're trying to figure out. It is what it is.
Some people saying that Florida State would beat Michigan. What y'all think?
I think they saying that because Michigan offense isn't explosive like that, but I mean, Michigan offense, Florida State can't stop the run. Michigan will run the ball in them all game. Like Michigan is a good running team. So if you can't stop the run, what they got? We seen the offense. The offense is trash. The offense ain't gonna do nothing against Michigan defense.
Right. And I
So
think
what
it begins and ends in the trenches too.
You see what I'm saying? So what you gonna have a low scoring game where it's 20 something to 0 because Florida State can't score, but they can't stop the run. So it's just
right.
Yeah. So that's our takes on that. KB, let me get a mic check.
Check 1 2 1 2.
It's still kind of scratchy.
All right, let me just take them off. I just talk
All right, can you hear me now? I'll just talk through the phone.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I have no idea what the hell is going on with that. Anyway, I see people in the comments saying if they would do that to them, they would do that to Miami. I don't think so. I don't think you'd ever take out a undefeated Miami team out of anything because the world wants to see that. So I don't think we'd fall to that. It could have it. I guess it's possible to happen, but I don't think so. Not to us. So fuck Florida State. Now you can just sit home and keep throwing the U down like you like to. You ain't got to worry about playing the game. So fuck it. So
KB, I'm with you. I keep telling people saying, if Miami goes undefeated, they'll put Miami. Why? Because Miami is a team that everybody wants to see win or lose. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Nobody wants to see Florida State. I keep telling them their logo don't mean much outside of Tallahassee. They just think their logo is a top-notch logo, and I'm like, it's not. It's not.
I'll say this. I'll say this. If people think we lying, we're just being biased. Put it like this: there were several times this year that a ranked Florida State team will be on the CW, and an unranked Miami team against another unranked opponent will be on ABC at the same time slot. They will put a ranked Florida State team on the CW and an unranked Miami team. If you think I'm lying, go back and look. Miami never played on CW this season. At no point this year did Miami play on the CW.
How many primetime games we got this year, Mehdi? How many primetime games we started getting till we started fumbling the bag?
Yeah, damn near.
Bro, yeah, bro. People gonna want to see the U at any time, even if they just want to see them lose. They gonna want to see it. So,
real quick before we get in the transfer portal, somebody asked this and he said that no one seems to know how to answer this. And I ain't gonna lie, I kind of think about it too because he's got to be one of the quietest 5 stars I've ever seen. Well, I just don't pay enough attention. But someone asked Ryan Wingo, the 5-star receiver from I believe St. Louis, what's the deal?
Yeah, I think he's locked in. We went after him. I think he was asking for extremely too much money. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? He locked in where he is. We just wasn't gonna pay money that he was gonna offer. And I think we got the 3 receivers we already got, and then the one that's coming. I couldn't be more happier to have those guys instead.
Yeah, so there's that. But what we'll do is we'll break down position by position. We know y'all have heard all these rumors and rumblings about Miami spots we've been looking at in the transfer portal. So we'll we'll kind of go by position by position. I think running back is probably the only room I don't think we're gonna actually pick up a player in. Unless we have just some massive amount of departures, I think that room is pretty much solid. And it doesn't sound like the wide receiver room is gonna change up too much, but it's still early. We'll see. I think that's gonna be something that's gonna change more after the bowl game. But yeah, well, KB, man, I've actually wondered about this being our resident offensive guy, and then we'll go to X next. But quarterback, who would you like to see as the next signal caller if we were to pick up one in the transfer portal?
Do I have to name guys that are in it, or can I guys that I'm hoping gonna be in it?
Man, do whatever you want, man.
Okay, so for me,
let's do this. Let's do this. Start with guys that you would want to get first, and then just go to guys that's in it that you think will be.
And,
Okay,
but before you name anybody, make sure it's realistic. Like, don't say we finna take somebody from. Make sure it's realistic. You know what I'm saying? Because I've heard some things, and I'm like, why everybody like? Come on, that just don't make sense. But
no. I'm not like I say, I don't watch enough college football to just pick a guy, so I don't want to be wrong. So I'm gonna just go with the guy who I hope get in the portal and the guy that will be after. I can't judge the guys that are in right now because I'm not gonna sit there and act like I watched a whole bunch of them, right? So I'd said it before, Connor Wagman. If Wagman gets in, and which I think is a possibility, if I don't know what's gonna happen with Leonard. I think most people are thinking he was gonna end up at Texas A&M, but I don't know. I'm here in Notre Dame. Who knows? I don't know.
Which one you talking about, right? The quarterback from Duke?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to Notre Dame. So
he's going to Notre Dame?
Yeah, he's going to Notre Dame.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Wagman still could shake loose because it's a new regimen. You have regimen changes, so who knows? So that's my guy. That was my guy from the beginning. Outside of that, like I just wanna I don't know if we're a quarterback away from doing exactly what, you know what I'm saying? We're still building. So to me, I kind of just want to I really just want to bring in our own guys and start developing, honestly. I can't say enough about the guys that are in the portal because I can't sit there and act like I watched all the Cam Ward games or anybody else. So I'm just gonna stick with Wagner. Outside of that, it doesn't really move me. I don't think nobody moves the needle for me in the portal. So
I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. If Cam Ward is our guy, then we going to be a damn good football team next year. That's the guy that the staff is going to go after. Everybody's obviously going after him. Ohio State, Florida State, everybody. You know what I'm saying? So if we could get that guy, we're gonna have a pretty good football team because he's a veteran. You know what I'm saying? He's played on lesser teams with lesser talent, and he still was able to be effective. You know, him, Cam Ward, Dante Moore. They still trying to figure out if they could do something with Tua, younger brother. If he does get, if Tua younger brother to get a waiver, he's quarterback one. They wanted him bad. He was the guy, but they still trying to figure out if he could get a waiver. Who else? Let me see. Everybody, people keep hitting me up about the McCord kid from Ohio State. They don't want him. Who else? Rodney Leonard. He's going to Notre Dame. The quarterback who was at Oklahoma, he's going to Oregon.
Yeah.
Cam Ward is
quarterback.
Okay. So Will Howard was the guy who was down here this past weekend. Not Rogers. It was Will Howard. Staff looking at him. I think he's like option 2 or option 3, but we'll see how that goes.
We'll see.
Cam Ward is the guy.
Do any of y'all think there's an opportunity for JB to just develop? Like, let's say he goes in the bowl game, lights it up. Do you think there's an opportunity for him to at least compete for QB1 next season?
If you
Well, that's the thing right there. They want JB to go and be good. it's going to be an open quarterback competition. You know what I'm saying? But they just got to get a quarterback, regardless out the portal, because they just don't have the depth. But JB also has to go to the bowl game and play good. If he goes to the bowl game and play good, guess what? Now you got an open competition. If he goes and he doesn't play good, you know, he just have to sit and keep learning. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. But it's on him. You know what I'm saying? Is he going to go out there and play good? He say JB go out there and blows the mind away. He go out there and have 250 yards passing, 75 yards rushing, 4 total TDs. You're looking at it like this. There go the future. You know what I'm saying? But what's to stop you from saying, okay, you got Cam Ward too? Now you have a quarterback battle saying, well, if either one of these guys win their position, we good. You know what I'm saying? You want to have a quarterback position where you can trust quarterback 1 and quarterback 2. But if you don't, you know what I'm saying? You can't be a good team if you can't trust your quarterback. So
I agree with you, X. But the one thing that's going to happen, especially with these top flight quarterbacks that's coming out in the portal, they're not going to go to a school and say, yeah, I'm going to go over there and compete, and you paying me $500,000, $1 million to, ain't going to happen. It's going to be like, look, who needs a quarterback? Who needs a QB1? Miami, do y'all have competition down here? Yes, I'm gonna have to compete. All right. Ohio State said I don't have to. I'm gonna go to Ohio State and I'm gonna take that $1 million over there. That's kind of what it's shaping up to be. And this is why it's still essential to develop the kids you got on your roster. So if you do have a JB, yes, I hope that he does well, but I also hope that the staff frees him up so that way and coaches him up so that way he can do what he needs to do in order to look like a potential starter going into the spring and into the fall. So it's not just on him, it's on them as well. So you know what you got at quarterback. You got a true dual threat. So you got to call plays for a true dual threat. And you have to work with them over, from now until the time we get to that bowl game to make sure that he's ready to go out there and play. Because even when you look at the Alabama quarterback and what he's doing right now, you have to remember the first 2 to 3 games was rocky because the coordinators wasn't doing anything towards his skill set. So both have to be on the same page and have to be in unison in order for this thing to work. So once again, the adults in the room got to be adults.
Well said.
You got anything else to add, Kyle?
I was just saying, well said. That was when he brought that up, that's what I was thinking. It's not really just JB. Yeah, he got to go out there and ball, but the coaches have to work with him. Like to me, it's like a thing of, I don't understand. Like whoever I put out there, I'm gonna try to work with him as best as I can. Like I can't have a thought process that I don't believe in this guy. If I bring him out there, then I'm gonna make the most out of him. I'm not gonna just put him out there, here the offense run it. No, I'm gonna tailor the offense to him and all that stuff. So you just gotta hope the coaches think like that, you know what I mean, or have some kind of faith or belief in the kid or what have you. So, and just let him go out there and play. It's a bowl game. Let him go out there and swing it around, and that's it. So that's my opinion on it.
For me personally, I would bring in a Cam Ward, and I would let Ja'Cory know this is going to be the starter, and then I would also bring in Dante Moore. But this is just me and my perfect scenario. I'll bring in Cam Ward. I'll bring in Dante Moore, redshirt Dante Moore. Ja'Cory is going to be Cam Ward's backup. It's hard to say, because but I would get rid of Judd. Hey Judd, sorry. I'll take CJ, redshirt CJ as well. That way I have a pipeline at quarterback, and I'm not having to play the same game while I'm chasing a championship, while I'm chasing trying to go into the playoffs. So now I'm ahead of a lot of teams come playoffs in 2024, 2025, and beyond.
Which I don't know. I mean, that plan sounds great and excellent, but are you going to spend the money on 2 quarterbacks like that? Like, you definitely going to have to spend the money on Cam Ward, and you got to spend the money on Dante Moore. So it's like, I mean, the average money that both of those guys are answering, it's like, I mean, asking is basically saying, if you get one, then you have maybe two extra $1 million you could go shopping around for somebody else.
I feel you. I mean, you could. Yeah, I'm not their financial advisor, so I'm just giving advice.
I mean, just look at it like this. You know, both of those guys are top, so everybody's going to throw the money at them.
Right.
Just look at it as you know what I'm saying? If you and KB are both guys entering the transfer portal, y'all looking at and saying, hey, man, that's very intriguing. I could go there because they doing something good. I could be quarterback 1. I could go there and be quarterback 2 and sit for a year after Cam. Or I could go to Michigan and be quarterback 1. Or I could go to Oregon and be quarterback 1. Or I could go to whatever school, you know. So it's like, do you want to follow another guy who's already going to be quarterback 1? I don't know.
No, you really don't want to. That's and that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, everybody. I've heard dissenting opinions. Some people are saying that Dante Moore wants to play right away, and you got other people saying that he doesn't want to play right away. But nonetheless, he's still in the portal, and we all know what the price is for good quarterbacks in the portal. So whether he on the bench or he playing, he's still gonna want his money. So we gotta ask ourselves: is it worth having the guy who potentially makes more than your backup sitting on the bench, you know, for a whole year?
I don't know.
Tennessee
But, I
did it.
mean, we I mean, just to keep it a buck, man, the staff is definitely finna reach for the stars at quarterback position right now, especially in the transfer portal. They're reaching for the stars. They can land who they want. It makes it so much easier to attack the rest of the problems of the team. You know, that's the one problem that, you know, if you don't get it solved, it's like, we might have another bad season. I think they got pieces with the rest of the team that is like, if you don't land somebody, it's not major, but it's that quarterback position there. If you don't get it right, it's like, here we go again.
Yeah, I don't know. I see what like Ronald Luke is saying, and that's how I feel. Like, okay, so if Cam Ward is that guy that you saying, X, okay, cool. Let's just say you swing and miss. I don't want to overpay for a quarterback in the portal. Like, if it's not if you can't tell me I'm getting De'Aaron King type of transfer, all right, let's spend the money else. Let's get a placeholder. Let's get a game manager. Let me develop JB. Let me develop CJ when he gets it. Let me start developing these guys, because the problem is you should have took a year to start developing somebody, because at some point you're going to have to do that, right?
Right.
Even though we look at Florida State and we talk about them using the portal, but okay, when they did use the portal and they got Travis, they took the time and developed him. They took those losing seasons to develop him, and now they had a leader at quarterback. They had a guy.
Right.
So that's the way I feel about us. At some point in time, you're going to have to develop your own guy. And I think right now you have a very live arm on your bench, and you can fill your bench with other guys, whether it be CJ Bailey. Go and get a Carson Haggard if he comes out. You know what I'm saying? Guys that you can develop and use in certain ways and things. You can't just keep, you're going to get Cam Ward for 1 year. I don't know if that leads us to the promised land, because we're going to be replacing 2 safeties. We're replacing a bunch of linemen. Like, I don't know how far that gets us. I really don't. We have a good season. Yeah, that's great. But we're building for a championship. I'd rather take a year to take a quote unquote step back and develop a guy that's going to be ready for the next 2 years down the line where we're competing for a championship. That's just my opinion. Just kind of agreeing with what he was saying. I don't want to just spend all this money on quarterbacks or what if it's not the guy? And it seems like Ward is the only like guy. I don't want to spend money on Dante Moore and all that. Yeah, I don't. That's just me personally.
Now I feel you. It's just weird in college football where, like, you see a McCord leave after his sophomore season from Ohio State because the trend is why develop a guy when we can just go in the portal, throw a briefcase at a guy, and have him come in 1 year and change our whole program around. So that's what Ohio State did. I mean, you let a quarterback who threw for 3,000 yards walk out of your building because you told him that he's not the guy. It's a weird landscape we in.
Well, look at it like this. I know all three of you guys remember me saying this. When I was like, everybody kept asking me about quarterback high school recruiting. And I was like, well, I don't think recruiting a high school quarterbacks is important because you'll get one out the portal. I kept telling people, it don't matter if you get a top quarterback at the high school recruiting because he's not going to play day one. It's portal.
Right.
The portal is here. You're going to get you a portal guy. You know what I'm saying? Unless you already got you a guy, you're going to get you a portal guy. And that's just what it is. So I don't know if you figure that they have their guy. They going after a portal guy. It's like every other top program. I think the only program that might not be going after a guy is maybe Clemson and Georgia, I've heard. Everybody else going after a guy.
Because Georgia got all the 4 and 5 stars sitting on their bench.
They got 100,000 guys on their team, and they don't know. But I mean, everybody, Alabama, they even looking for a guy, and they got a guy who coming back, who's about to take them to the championship, and they still looking for a guy. That's the game we in right now.
Yeah. But I don't know these 1 year rentals, man. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be all it's cracked up to be, but we'll see. But we can keep it moving, man. You know, we can get stuck on quarterback all night.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, it's hard. The transfer portal is 22 days in. It's kind of hard because everybody hit me up asking me, and I'm like, it's hard to say exactly who UM is going to go after, exactly who UM is going to get. Because just in one day, it was already 1,100 players hit the portal in one day. And that was Monday. Today is Tuesday. It's hard for me to keep up with who's in the portal and who's UM going after. You know what I'm saying? At the same time,
Absolutely.
I'm looking at the portal, and at the same time, I'm looking at the high school recruiting. So it's like I'm trying to keep up, but it's hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all, it's hard. Y'all working me, but it's hard.
And just like we say during the recruiting season, you know what I'm saying? It's like, don't get going to Oregon, but things change, man. You go out there, get a visit, and don't like what he see, or the price. Yesterday's price is not today's price. He could be like, yeah, thanks for no thanks, and he move on somewhere else. So, everything you hear, take it with a grain of salt. You know what I'm saying? Because everything is not as black and white as it seems, right? There's always like money is involved. So at the end of the day, just because something seems a certain way, you know what I'm saying? And it's way too early, man. Like, as you can see, and I said this earlier in the group for the Villains, like, you don't see Mario on nobody TV show talking about, Mario wasn't doing in-homes, man. He had people houses, talking to guys, taking pictures with their family, having dinner, like lemon pepper steppers on deck. Like there's somebody at you, and we have delegated to do that. The dude from Michigan State, like, he's the one making contact and setting up visits and all that stuff. And like I said, how you want to go, chess not checkers. You want, Mario's out on the road recruiting high school kids. You got maybe a guy like Mike Rumpf, like that.
Alonzo right there. Alonzo doing that. Alonzo the one, he looking at that portal like.
Yeah, those are the ones. That's why you bring a GM in. Those are the ones that's talking to those guys and scheduling visits. And then towards the end, as that portal's getting ready to close, because mind you, the early signing period is gonna finish before Miami gets to their bowl game. It finishes 8 days before Miami gets to the bowl game. You got to solidify that class now. This is why Mario, who he is, and all these other coaches are just guys when it comes to recruiting, because Mario understands his process. So when it comes to this situation right now, he's trying to solidify his class and get those signatures on early signing day, right? X is gonna probably give y'all some more gems tomorrow in the space, but just keep that in mind about how recruitment is going. Once you get that done and that bowl week prep is out the way and you play your bowl game, that's when you start getting your visits. You start talking to guys. Yeah, everybody's going to rush to go grab portal guy here, portal guy there. Like it's a process. You can't over prioritize portal versus high school. You kind of have to treat them equally, if not 60-40. But what you don't want to do is sit there and try to make a situation where you're just simply focusing on exclusively portal and not high school, and then y'all get mad when we don't get a Jeremiah. Like, well, understand, like you gotta pick which one is the lesser two evils, right? And high school recruitment is the lesser two evils. So, but yeah, let's move on. Running back, I don't see any departures coming from this room. I don't not departures. I don't see any pickups coming from this room per se. I think we're pretty solid there. Picked up a guy like AJ Allen last year in the portal. He was very solid for us. We obviously know Don Chaney departed. I don't think we've had a show since he left. We're hearing he's supposed to be taking the spot at South Carolina, possibly. Good luck, because they did not have an O line. Damn, with a dime LeBron. Anyway, and then, Act, you want to share anything else about that room?
Nah, I think they trying to bring in 3 running backs from the high school ranking. Unless a big name guy hits the portal and wants to come to Miami, Miami is kind of cool with where they at there. And that's granted if Citizen stays. If Citizen stays, then yeah, they happy with where they at. You know what I'm saying? So we good.
Now is Parrish in the portal?
I think Parrish gonna test the waters with the league. So
Oh wow.
he's gonna test the waters with the league. I mean, at the same time, Parrish, I don't think his body's ready to withstand a whole nother college year. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and try to get it while you can. Because he don't have the body frame. He's always been getting hurt. So it's like, do you want to stay another year in college and get hurt? You know what I'm saying? Or would you rather go to the NFL and try to prove yourself and make a team? You know what I'm saying? It's like, so
like we always say,
I'm hearing, he's one of
expendable, man. So
yeah, you got maybe 3 years in the NFL. So go ahead and go get it, man.
Hey, let's all wish Parrish luck, because that man came over here. He played hard for us. It wasn't nothing to really complain about. He might have some drops and things like that, but that man played hard, ran hard. He was very professional. Y'all didn't hear no shit out of Parrish. You know what I'm saying? So, man, let's all, go out there and rep that you, bro. Rep South Florida while you're at it. So, good luck to Parrish, man. If he's going. I don't put nothing out there.
Rich, you got anything out of that?
That's it. I mean, he'll forever be a Kane. He came in here. I mean, he did what he had to do. He put his head down and he grinded, just like Don Chaney, man. Chaney will always be a Kane. His roots is here. There's nothing really bad you could say. I just, in terms of Citizen, I can't even see him trying to transfer. You ain't got no film. You coming off an injury. It just wouldn't even make sense. So he got to stay here and ball out.
Rich, Portal don't make sense, man. You got guys who are starting caliber safeties and linebackers at other schools hopping in that portal. When that money gets involved, dog, like if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. So that's really all you gotta. So trying to speculate and make sense of like, oh, why are you leaving? Like I don't waste my time going through the mental gymnastics of that.
I mean, and then just think about it. Like he got teams from his home state saying, "Man, come back home. You ain't doing nothing in Miami. Come back home, man. And be a local kid. Hey, we doing the same thing. Like, hey, we looking at Shamar like, man, come back home. Brandon Ennis, come back home. You know what I'm saying? We do the same thing, so we can't.
You saw the video of Saban talking to one of his players like a game or two ago. He was like, "Yeah, if you would have stayed here, you'll be playing."
Oh
He
yeah.
said something like,
Yeah.
So they telling kids the same old thing. So yeah, bro.
It is what it is. You know, the fortunate thing about us is we have so much talent locally. Is when they do leave, we want them back because we know how good they are. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's hard because we can't take. Just imagine if, and I'm gonna run off some names. Just imagine if Marvin Jones, Keanu Jackson, Shamar Stewart, Brandon Ennis, Ja'Cory Brooks, and who else? It's so many. Like, just imagine if all those guys say we want to hit the portal and come back home. Now you're looking at us saying, "Hey,
who do we not take?"
Yeah, who we don't take?
Yeah,
who we don't take? And then you gotta look at it like, hey, do we even want to take these high school kids? Because these guys in college, we know we can at least trust them. But it's like, man. So it's just wild. It's wild. That's why I say, man, look, once they allow this portal stuff and this NIL stuff, man, and we at a time where for us, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
No, I agree. One thing I want to say though about NIL and portal, I love it because it's free agency. So I think you gotta let the market speak on its own. You can't tamper with the market or hold it back or try to put sanctions on it. You gotta let it do what it do.
Fair point. We're gonna talk about linemen now. Some interesting news came out of there. I think X gonna talk on some of it already, but right now, the leader of that unit is mulling the draft and won Matt Lee. So we may have to consider looking at a portal center, just because we don't know if the guys that's behind him are ready yet.
Who else are we losing off of our starting line?
Matt Lee's a toss-up. We're definitely using Javion Cohen. He's already declared. Everybody else, I think.
Everybody else coming back, but those are big.
Yeah, Inez. Yeah, Inez is a staple. He's starting. That's your right guard. Obviously, Francis. That's your right tackle. You got who else? Javion.
As of now, it's just Javion Cohen and Matt Lee. Rivers gonna be back. Rivers will be back. I mean, outside of everybody will be back. I mean, maybe Zion leaves, but who knows if he's going to play?
So far, just two departures we're checking, and that's that interior left side of the line. So we are looking at some guys that can be offered a 6'6", 380 kid at guard. But yeah, Porter Center will definitely be a good look. To Dominic, good point. We do have an Antonio Tripp there. Kind of expecting the guy in the future. Let's see if he turns a corner, but I think it's a huge drop off, just kind of what Matt Lee brought to that room. So I'd like to see them possibly get a.
Yeah, but they definitely gonna hit the portal for a center. They definitely gonna hit the portal for a center. If Matt Lee leaves here, they definitely hit the portal for a center. So.
Yeah, and that's a good question that Sadon Long asked though. Like, when do we start playing some of these top flight recruits that we bringing in? Well, I mean, this is how they're gonna get game time experience by playing, not sitting behind.
Well, you're getting the whole bowl game to play. So you're getting the whole bowl game to play, and they'll figure it out. Like, boy, do we need this? You know what I'm saying? But one thing I can say is UM isn't sitting and waiting. They are trying to attack it early. Because nothing is in stone. Even if those guys do play good in the bowl game, University of Miami has been a school that's been hit by the injury bug. You just got to get players.
Yep. Because when they don't get one, and then the guy gets injured, and he there's a drop off, y'all gonna get mad. Why do we go to the portal and get a center? So once again, that's one of those things that you got to consistently kind of beef up your room with. You know what I'm saying, with guys that's gonna give you a good talent and depth. And y'all said last year, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all were not impressed with the 2D or 3D when it came to offensive line. So pick a struggle. You know what I'm saying? Like one thing, yeah. If you like it, I love it, right? There's an opportunity to get a guy in there that's going to give you quality depth, yeah. Wide receiver, and I want to ask y'all a question about this because this is actually something that's been weighing on my conscience a little bit. Do we have based off what you saw this year, do we have a wide receiver one in that room for next year?
Okay, ask that question again. You say, do we have a what?
Based on this year's results, right? Arguably one of the best wide receiver rooms in America. Do we have a wide receiver one for next season at this moment?
No, and that's a good thing. It's a good thing. No.
Elaborate.
Okay, so just say for instance, if Restrepo leaves, two receivers you got coming back with the yardage is Young and George. I think both of those guys can be as equal if they get the same amount of targets.
Right.
Is one better than the other? I mean, I obviously think George is better, but I mean, it's like if both play to their potential, you have two good receivers. You don't even have to worry about wide receiver one. Now, if we get this big name guy we supposed to be getting, he might be wide receiver one immediately. And I'm gonna leave it like that. Don't ask me who I'm talking about.
I think that's a main position. That's one of the main positions where, like Sadon said, and like Rich echoed, when do we start developing our guys? You know what I mean? We have a good receiver room. When do you start developing that when do you start developing a number one? You got a guy on one side with the body frame to do it, who's still learning the position, and you got a guy on the other side who was just like the last number one we had in Rambo, just with better feet and actually more speed. So it's kind of like it's to me, it's more about what are you doing with the offense than do we have a number one or not. I think we personally do. Guys have to develop, and they're gonna develop. They're gonna get that. Kobe Young is still learning how to be 6'5". George, if you move George around a little bit, you're gonna get more of him. You can't guard George one-on-one. And neither one of these receivers can you.
Hold on, KB. Huh? Hold on, KB. We not finna do this. Somebody trying to learn how to be 6'5". You 6'5". Ain't no learning. You is 6'5", but you're not 6'5".
No, X. That's a thing.
No,
that is
KB. If you like KB, come on, KB. You watched enough of football to know a guy is 6'5". If you don't know you 6'5", you just ain't gonna never know.
No, you have to learn how to be 6'5". I'll give you an example.
Let him cook, X.
I'll give you an example. You do have to learn to play. You have to learn to play like a bigger guy when you're 6'5". So you have to learn how to shield, have to learn how to block. It's no different from being a big man under the rim. But if you don't know how to put a guy on your back, what good is your height doing? Anybody can get around you and get the ball if you don't know how to put a guy on your back. And it's the same thing with receivers.
Right.
You can learn to post up a guy, so to speak, in the end zone. There's different terms to it. There's different developments to it, bro. You can't just go out and catch. You got to learn how to run them slants and shield with your body. Those are things that are going to be taught. So he has to just learn how to play bigger than what he's playing right now, and you can get that. So, but besides all that, you have all this material. You have all this clay. It just has to be molded, but it also has to be used right, bro. I can't just keep George. You line up on the right, dudes. You line up on the left. This is how we're gonna run our offense. As good as Tez Walker or Keon Coleman and all these guys played, these guys were all over the field. They shifting, they moving, you creating matchups. So to me, it's more about the offense than what we actually have on the roster, because at the end of the day, I keep saying, You just had a season where you got 3 receivers, and all 3 of these guys are going to end up in the NFL. Are you really telling me that that's not enough? Like, do we have to go out and get this? Don't get me wrong. I'm great with a superb receiver. Yeah, you can go get him if he's out there. But it's kind of like, damn, do we really need to be spending money on receivers? Like, why can't we get more out of what we have? That's the part that's confusing for me. But
Nah, KB, I can't agree. If you 6'5", you got to play like you 6'5". All this you trying to learn. That guy 20, 21 years old. If you don't know by now, you're never gonna know. And that's just it. I mean, he's 6'5". I feel like if you're 6'5", if the ball comes your way, no 5'9", 5'10", 6 foot DB is supposed to be able to stop you from catching the pass.
I give you an
And
example.
if they gonna stop you from catching the pass, guess what? You ain't playing like you're not 6'5".
I'm gonna give. Hey, look, X. I'm gonna give you a perfect example that you can understand. LeBron was 6'8", 260 to 80 pounds.
We not finna do this. We not finna do this with basketball.
No post game whatsoever.
Come on, man. We not finna do this with basketball. No.
Could not post up Jason Terry. 6'8", 260. X. He didn't know he was 6'8", 260.
He knew it. He just ain't have that in him. Okay. We talking about a receiver that's 6'5". There's a difference between basketball and football. When you 6'5", you bigger than everybody else on the field.
When you 6'8", 260, you bigger than every guard I
know. No, you still got 7 foot guys and 6'9" and 6'10". We talk about a 6'5" guy who runs a 4-4.
Hey, look, I'm giving you a specific game. I'm giving you LeBron James versus JJ Barrera. He's 6'8", 260, and LeBron probably run a 4.445 up and down that court. Could do nothing with JJ Barrera. Could do nothing with Jason Terry.
Just double back on that. I scored 28 points on JJ Barrera in high school, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
I believe you too. Hey, you was that dude though. And I bet you if he was on your team, you would have looked at LeBron like, bro, what you mean you can't post up?
Yeah. I mean, but what I'm trying to say is, man, I feel like when you look at Keon Coleman or you look at any other big receiver in college, you like, man, okay, so we could throw them the ball and we trust them to get. I have never seen that with Young. It's like, man, is he going to catch a pass or we got to throw him a slant or a pitch? I just never felt like he was that guy.
I think he knows how to create separation though.
Caught the slant touchdown against Boston College.
Right. Yeah. Like that's what I'm saying. Like we act like he went out there doing nothing, bro. When they needed a big play, when he can look away from X and he can look at Young, he was throwing the ball to Young. Young was making plays. Now sometimes he wouldn't come down with the big catch, but we're not gonna act like this man wasn't good. We're not act like this man.
I mean, if offers. Hey, me, if he's that guy, just look at it like this. If he's that guy, he's that guy. Granted, your TVD looked at Restrepo most of the time, but if he's that guy, you got a 6 foot guy, a 6'5" guy, and you like, man, you not gonna throw him the ball every play. Is either he that guy or he's not? I mean,
well, he okay. Hey, look, but so now when he first came in, X, when you thought you saw nothing in Kobe Young, and they threw him in the game. And there was no X on the field. He threw that ball to Kobe Young like 20 goddamn times. And Kobe Young coming off injury, first time at a big program, he went out there and produced. Everything they was throwing at him, he was catching. He was out there dogging. Boy wasn't hardly in shape or nothing like that. So that's what I'm saying, bro.
He's gotten way better from the first day I've seen him. I guess I hold him at a higher standard because I feel like he's 6'5". I feel like he should just be playing against. It looks like he should be playing against kids out there, but he's not. It looks like he's just on the team.
I got you.
I think it's gonna get better. I think that the part that we're not identifying, and it's kind of going to my next point. Before I get to that, Rich, you got anything to add about that? I'd like to hear your take as well.
I think we should stick with recruiting high school kids at the receiver position. I don't think that anybody that's coming out right now. I know some guys are proven, but I just don't think that you have the same firepower you had last year coming out. So I think we just should really, really, really focus our efforts on keeping the receivers we got. That's going to be a part of class of 2024, and going after other uh, people that play that position who will be in the class of 2024.
Yeah, receivers one
Wait.
position is like you don't, unless it's a top guy, you really don't just go crazy for. And then at the same time, you
Who's the
gotta look
top
at it
guy?
like this.
Who's the top guy?
You
In the
know,
portal, hold on.
Yeah, in the portal.
Let me hold on. Let me look. Let me look at my list. Let me look at my list.
While
Maybe
X
I
is
who's the
don't
doing
think
top
that,
it's
guy? Do you know?
you said who's the top guy in the portal?
Yeah, receiver.
at
Just
receiver.
off.
I would
Yeah.
say probably. I said probably Cam Ward's teammate. I don't remember his name. I think his last name's Kelly, something like that.
you got
It
Antoine
is.
Wells. You got Antoine Wells. That's the receiver from
Wells.
South Carolina. You
You
have
got him at number 2. London
you got
Humphreys, I got
Dion.
at
You
number
got
1.
Dion Burke. That's the one from Purdue. You got
Evan
Julian
Stewart. What about
Flemings.
him?
He's from Ohio State. You got Tobias Mayweather. He's from Notre Dame. You got Raleigh Brown. That's the one from USC, from Southern California. But none of these guys stick out to say, "Hey, let's go chasing them."
That's what I
Evan
mean.
Stewart.
Who's
Forgot
that
about.
guy? That's what I'm
Right.
saying. Like, let's look. Hey, look. This is what I'm saying. We don't need to spend money on a receiver. Every little dime you can save, you need to save it so you can go spend it on what's your boy, the D tackle from Texas. That's what I'm saying. But anyway,
There's a
but
couple D
anyway,
tackles at Texas
We,
now.
we ain't going there
Yeah,
yet.
we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
Let me ask this
that's why I
question
said
because
that.
I've been seeing a lot of debate back and forth, and I'll give my answer first, and then y'all can go. People ask if Restrepo should leave, and I feel like yes. I got this weird thought process, man. I feel like Xavier Restrepo could go somewhere like Georgia and become a first. I think he could take over that room personally at Georgia.
I think
I
so.
see the guys that I see the guys they depend on, and I can see him going to Georgia and just being the type of guy he is and being like, I'm wide receiver one. Any other questions?
Yeah, and
And
part of
being
it is because of. I'm sorry, man. Go ahead. You.
no, I was gonna say, and part of
Yeah.
that is just I think his work ethic is something that is undeniable. Not saying the other Georgia receivers don't have that per se, but I just feel like he's someone that you just can't keep off the field. You can't keep him out the room. Um, and I think it would be a benefit more than a harm for him to go. And there's not many of the schools I would say that for. Georgia's just one of those type of schools, maybe even Alabama, but a SEC program that by in theory normally has a lot of alphas in the room. I think, or even like a Texas A&M, I think he could show up to one of those schools and be receiver number one um, immediately. But what's your thoughts on that?
I think Restrepo needs to go ahead and go to the NFL because he's done all he can do in college. This is his best season he's had. I don't think he's gonna have another season like that. Go on to the NFL. Go ahead and get it out of the way.
I'm 90% on go to the NFL. 10% says he could possibly transfer to a right situation like a Georgia, as Maddie just mentioned, because they're run heavy. They run the ball a lot. So really, they're not looking to. They're either looking for when the run is not working, you have a guy who can get you 4 to 7 yards, regardless when the run is not working. So I think that's what X brings to the table. So he'll get almost a similar number of targets because he's going to be that safety valve for their offense. But I mean, barring a debilitating injury, I think that X should most definitely should test his test the waters at the draft.
KB, what you got?
I think Rich has said it a couple of times, and Meta, you echoed the same sentiment. And y'all know my stance is the same, but I welcome him back, yes. But I like him back, yes. But you're asking what should he do? Yeah, he should go to the draft. Like everybody's saying, bro, there's nothing else you're gonna do besides what Mehdi is saying. If you go to Georgia, even that, they have to go to the championship and have you on display for your draft status to increase. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing that would be better for him is he's on the biggest stage and he's out there doing X things or whatever. That's the only way your draft status, you know what I'm saying, is gonna go up. Because you go to Georgia, if you go anywhere that's not TBD, you're not getting that amount. You're not getting that amount of balls again. It's just not gonna happen. And so yeah, you could be a safety blanket for Georgia, but the stats aren't gonna be there. So now that's you depending on, hey, Georgia, let's see if we can get to a championship again. And we saw Georgia not look too well. You know, things come in cycles. We don't know if Georgia's going to be, you know what I'm saying, the champion again next year. We don't know. For all we know, that she just start falling. We don't know. You know what I mean? Things go on at Georgia just like other schools, wherever they just don't get reported when it's winning. So you have no clue. So it's too much of a gamble, bro. I would just go unless I just heard something that I didn't like about my draft status from the from the NFL board. Outside of that, yeah, it's his best business decision is to go.
Man, he better go because him sticking around in college, all you doing is kind of because he's not going to wow the scouts. The scouts not going to say, "Wow, we got to get him." You know what I'm saying? He's not going to go out there and run the 4.4. He's not 6'2". He's a guy you get in a late draft. So it's like, man, go get it while you can. You know what I'm saying? Your draft status isn't going to be better than what it is. Go get it while you can. And I'm just keeping it a buck.
Yeah, I think he has an opportunity to interview well. He's not gonna test well on his 40 time, but everything else, if it's shuttle, if it's gauntlet drills, if it's on-field route receiving, which is where I think he's gonna actually shine. I think he's gonna get some money. He's not a senior, right?
I mean, he's listed as a senior, but he has another year.
He's a
redshirt senior. Oh, COVID senior. Okay. I don't know if they would invite him to the one of those things. I saw his highlights got pulled up for the Shriner game. So maybe there's opportunity for him to go there, and I think if he goes there and balls out, he'll definitely earn some money.
Yeah, if they invite him for that, then yeah, he's going to get invited to the pro combine.
Oh, y'all don't think he gets a Senior Bowl invite, basically?
Yeah, he gets that.
No, I think he got a East-West Shriner Bowl invite, which is, in my opinion, a lesser Senior Bowl, personally. But
okay, I got you. Yeah, we keep moving.
I don't know if he officially got one. I just see that the Shriner Bowl Twitter account has brought his stats before, so that tells me that they're interested if he were to declare. But because he hasn't declared yet, I think he's pretty adamant about getting those 7 yards in a bowl game before he actually makes a decision. To kind of say, hey, I was a 1,000-yard receiver in college, because it just helps. You know what I'm saying? I think he's adamant about doing that first before he starts making declarations, because he's gonna get 7 yards. You know what I'm saying? Minus your courage pulling the complete reverse TVD and be like, I'm not throwing you the ball at all. He's gonna get 7 yards. So. Let's transition to tight end. As y'all know, announced today, Jaleel Skinner has entered the transfer portal. Best of luck to him. He was highly touted and highly decorated coming out of IMG. Offer list as long as a rap sheet. He got plenty of opportunities but he settled with Mario and the Hurricanes. Put out a pretty heartfelt message that kind of got to me, but I think there's an opportunity for him to go to a school and be utilized possibly as like a Kyle Pitts, Florida type situation. But I would say he better get very good. He need to get with some type of receiving coach to either learn how to become elite as a receiving tight end, or just make the transition to a possession type receiver. Because as a tight end, a traditional tight end that have to block in, he leaves a lot to be desired. What's your thoughts on that?
So it will matter.
Well, I just wanna say this real quick. So we had a guy go in the portal today that was a 4-star kid who was also recruited by Alabama, and we actually got the signature for his services over Alabama. So we let him walk. Of course, that's Jaleel Skinner, and we are hoping that another kid who plays tight end here at the U, who was brought in from his previous school, um, we are hoping that this 9 year, I think he's on 8 years now, and we are hoping that he gets a 9th year of eligibility so that we can continue to have a tight end that can't catch.
That's funny,
I
man. That's funny.
I don't necessarily know what direction we're going in.
Oh, hey, listen. I don't never want to talk bad about a kid. But I will say Jaleel Skinner needs a lot of growth on the football field. He has to catch the ball. Tight ends are usually one of the most physical guys on the football field, and he's not that. He get the ball thrown to him, and he get hit. He drops the pass. He can't block. I mean, I don't know what you guys want. You guys y'all want to throw people out there who aren't doing the things that they need to do to get on the field. That's just not what's going to happen in college football or in the NFL. It's not high school.
I agree with you.
You know what I'm saying? Just because you're the best player on the team or on the field, you're not going to get in the game in college or the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Skinner, he doesn't block good. When he runs the route and they throw the pass to him, he gets it in his hands, and then he get hit and he drops it. It's like, I mean, if that's what y'all want, then okay. That's why Mario said he has to approach the game better.
No, what you gonna say, KB?
See some, we want us to see some development in guys, some attempted development in guys, and one of the ways you do that is by letting guys get on the field, be able to play. Everything that you're saying, we saw that from tight end for a couple of years, and nobody ever took that motherfucker off the field. People forget when Mallory got here, he had the fucking drops, and they still kept his ass on the field. Then when he started catching the ball, he stopped fucking blocking, and he stayed his ass on the field. So to me, that's that accountability shit, right? It's like it goes for certain people and not for others. So I get it. I'm with it. Like it's not always, it's not always the coach's fault. It's not always the player's fault. And if the coaches say you need some type of development, and a lot of times that's probably true, right? But you want to see guys be able to get out there and prove themselves. You want to see guys be pushed to the forefront for what they can do and not put in the back for what they can't do. You knew coming in he was not going to be a blocking tight end. So you getting upset that he can't do these traditional things is weird to me. Because again, you had a big 6'8", 250 motherfucker here that wasn't doing that last year, and you had no problem keeping him on the field. So now you have this kid, and I agree. He had some drops and stuff. He was going to have to earn. But again, see, we're talking about the tight end position because we can say that about Skinner, but you can't say that about Brantley. And both of these dudes had to get up out of here. So to me, that's something that I keep seeing a room that to me seems more mismanaged than anything else. And I kind of have a problem with that. You know, it's not just about Skinner, it's about the room itself. Even down to, like I pointed out, the whole tight end coach. We get rid of him and we bring in a guy that used to be an O-line assistant. And now all we see is tight ends, all they do is block. Barely get any passes. And the ones that do get, the one that does get a pass from time to time, you're overusing him because you're trying to throw to him on 3rd and 8 and shit, like he's going to jump over 2 people and catch the ball. So it all just comes into play when you see a thing like Skinner, and it kind of rubs you the wrong way. Hopefully our room gets better. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, finish your thought. So hopefully the room gets better. But what?
No, I was just gonna say, just hopefully the room gets better, and hope he goes to a place where, I mean, goddamn, we stole a kid from Bama. We gonna act like he can't. We ain't gonna try to develop that. And I think that's the thing I'm starting to look at. Is kind of like we're just kind of skipping over development sometimes at certain positions. Besides offensive linemen, it just seemed like we're just trying to skip over development or whatever. But go ahead, man.
The comment below, I'm definitely for if that were to happen. I just don't know if Coley wants to take a step back. He's never got a fair shot, really, except UM to call plays. So I don't know if he comes here just to solely be a tight end coach. I would see him going to an off-field position and strictly involved with recruiting before I see him simply just coming in and be a tight end coach. But the point I was going to make, or the counter I was going to say is, do you think, Kyle, that the reason why he stayed on the field was because a guy like X wasn't on the field? Because you remember, Jacoby George and X were off the field for a period of time last season. It seemed like between Kobe Young and Will Mallory, that's all Tyler had to throw to when he wasn't quote unquote hurt. So do you think that was necessarily he was staying on the field because there were no other receiving options?
No, I don't. I definitely don't. Because of that. I know.
Last year we was super thin at tight end. Like Will Mallory was there, he got hurt and he still was playing. Khalil Skinner and Khalil Brentley was the only 3 tight ends we had because Royo got hurt.
And Mamorelli.
Mamorelli was hurt.
Yeah, Mamorelli was last year. Cam McCormick.
He played last year.
Yeah, Mamorelli was hurt. Last year. No, he was hurt.
He was hurt.
Yeah, he played in 3 games, but he was hurt.
I don't know, X. I think he played in more than that, bro.
Nah, he played in 3 games. He was hurt. And even Mallory was hurt, and Mallory had to just play through games. But
that's what I was saying. I don't think he was getting left on the field because I think I will say this, and I agree with you on this, Kyle. The staff Fields severely misutilize and mismanage a Khalil Brentley. Him leaving here and not being a leader in that room is frustrating because then watching him in the spring game and watching him go off with the second and third unit was super frustrating because it's kind of like, where the hell was this at the entire time? I don't know what he's doing or where he went, but that was a travesty how we misutilized him. I don't know if it's just because he had a quote-unquote size.
I don't think that was Fields, though. I think that was more Mario wanting his size, and that's the thing that I don't want. I don't know, and I think that's where we're gonna have a problem at, where size and body type supersedes so many other things. I don't want to get to that point, and it seems like that's where he is, and seems especially when it comes to that Khalil thing or what have you. But you know, it happened. But yeah, our tight end room has been mismanaged, been misused, and I think a lot of it has to do with Mario wants his guys to look a certain way, and he wants them to do a certain thing. But again, like I say, it's like it's accountability for certain people. It's like a pick and choose. Like there was plenty of games where the same thing. I said this with TVD. I said this with Pope and Wiggins. You don't let a guy stay out there when he's not doing what you ask, right? So you'll do it to other players, but you never did it to Will Mallory when he's diving at cornerbacks' legs and not taking on linebackers and safeties. And it's just like you just not gonna bench him, like at all. You're not gonna do it. So that's the issue I have.
I mean, but Mallory did a 100 billion times better job at catching the ball than Skinner. So. You gotta do something good.
But there's still an element.
You gotta do something good, KB. You gotta do something good. If you ain't gonna block, you gotta catch the ball.
No. This is but it's not about Mallory versus Skinner. It's not about Mallory versus Skinner. This is about the accountability for certain people and not for other people. Because you're saying, okay, Skinner got to block. Well, Khalil was blocking. Why the hell Khalil can't get on the field? You telling me he can't catch? Like, man, X, I know you know Khalil. You know you're not going to tell me he can't catch. Why that young man couldn't get on the field? But you have no problem leaving Mallory out there diving at people's feet. Nah, I don't like that, bro.
I'm talking about Mallory and Skinner. I ain't talking about Khalil, man. Shouts out to the cuz, man. The cuz
I'm
just
talking about
lost
the room,
his
period.
older brother, but I don't know. You gotta catch the ball, man. If you can't catch the ball, you gotta block. You gotta do one, Skinner.
I agree.
And you a pass catcher, Skinner, so you can't be dropping passes.
I agree.
Let's transition to the other side of the ball. Let's start right there, defensive line. I've heard some. You can kind of talk on this. We'll start interior first, obviously. Probably the number one question we keep getting asked. If we're bringing in D tackles, how does D tackle look? What's the deal with Burrows? So I'll let you speak on that real quick.
All right, so the Burrows situation is funny. I'm hearing that he might be back. I'm not going to go into specifics of what happened. He might be back on the team. That's all y'all need to know. If y'all want to go any deeper than that, ask Mario on the presser. As far as transfer guys, they are going after what's the kid name who just entered the portal from Texas? I mean, Texas A&M.
Nolan?
Is it Nolan or is it Nolan? Because Georgia already contacted him, so that's a fight we might not win. One kid that might be back home is Shamar Stewart. I think things is looking good there.
But he's not in the Portal X yet.
Not
What
yet.
What is he waiting on?
I don't know. I don't know. The good thing is, I think five.
I want to point out real quick,
five Texas A&M off defensive line are going to hit the portal, so it might be like
exactly.
We can just pick and choose who we want.
They're not 5-7. They got a bowl game to play, so they probably telling him what he's been arguing about all season, which is playing time. Like, hey, these dudes just left. We need the same way we doing Jacoby Brown. It's the same thing they D-line room. Like they we need you to stay here. It also doesn't help that their D-line coach got picked up to be the DC at Syracuse under Fran Brown. So they got a whole bunch of stuff going on right now. Like, so you got to understand that everything.
Yes, they do.
Going on. They probably telling that man everything you want to hear right now. Him and Mo. So yeah, it's definitely a fluid situation once again. So let's keep that in mind. They got a bowl game. They're not 5-10. Wow, what did he say?
He said Shamar waiting on Mo.
You got anything else with interior X?
Everybody keep asking me about Patrick Payton. I don't think he ends up in Miami. He obviously wants to be back, but I don't think he ends up in Miami.
Why is that?
I think he's leaving though.
I mean, if we finna get the guys we finna get, it's gonna be hard for him to come. Because for one, look at our returning defensive ends. Who does he start over? When you got Mesidor, Najee Kelly, you got Jaden Wayne, and you got Ruben Bain. Who's he going to play in front of?
Nobody.
Yeah, he can tell that he was on a possible national championship team. Great, but would y'all argue and say he was the best defensive end on Florida last season? Would you argue and say he was the best Florida State?
No.
Excuse me. Would you argue and say he was the best defensive lineman period on Florida State last week?
No.
So,
and
you gonna tell me
what we bringing in is recruiting. It's like, man, do you? I don't think so, man. That's the homie, man. I wanted him at Miami from the jump, but yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen.
What's the? We skipped over this guy for interior. I think he's interior. What's the deal with Big Okunlola? Is he coming?
Is he interior or is he edge?
You broke up.
Big Okunlola, Santa's older brother.
What's his Samuel? I think his name is Samuel. I think you remember offer him. I don't know if it's going to be a serious offer unless brother wants him here. That's the only thing I can say about that.
Yeah, 5.5 sacks at Pitt last year. He got coached up by. Is Parcher still at Pitt?
Yeah.
he got coached up by one of the best. If you want to come, I don't know.
I take
He
him.
got,
No, we need that. We need that regardless. But I take him.
yeah. Because I don't know for Frank Gore. I mean, not Frank Gore, Thomas Gore. We don't think Branson Dean is coming back. I think he's out of eligibility.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, he's
Gore
not
and
coming back.
Dean is gone. Gore, Dean, Leonard Taylor, and the guy who I never want to see in the uniform again is gone.
What guy?
Two of them guys though, ain't it?
Lincoln, what's his name? Lincoln Stein. I never want to see him in the uniform ever.
Yeah, let my dog lick style. He had made some plays, man. He had a fumble
man.
recovery, man. He had a little.
I never seen him make a play. I never seen him make a play. Never seen him.
Man, don't do my dog like that, man. He did his thing, man.
Man, your dog got pushed to the third row a couple times, man.
So see, I think that's what I was alluding to earlier. Like, I would rather overpay for the best D tackle out there because they're so hard to get, and the best D tackle out there is extremely good. And yes, and that would make y'all saw how our defense looked when Taylor was there and healthy. You see how it looked when he was gone. That shit can take our defense to another level if we can get him. And I don't know what to do.
I mean, you gotta
him.
relax, man. You gotta relax, man. The portal just opened 2 days. Like we can't, we ain't getting everybody, but we gonna get the people we need.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, we can't get everybody, so I would rather take that money, and that's the dude I'm gonna put a lot. That's the dude I'm gonna put a lot of stock into getting, as opposed to let's spend money here, let's spend money there, because we know it's all going to be a money thing, and I want to be able to be one of the highest. I'm not doing nothing ridiculous, but I want to be one of the highest bidders and not have to worry about having money for this, and forget this, and that. You know what I'm saying? But that, to me, I feel like that's the one position where, man, we need to go all in for. Like, to me, that's the one position that I think we need to go all in for with that particular guy. Because I think that'll take Guidry's defense to a whole nother level. So that's my opinion.
I do think we need. Well, we're gonna get depth from what we have going on in recruiting. Plus guys that didn't even touch the field last year. We still got, Achampong. We got the 6'5" D tackle who didn't even touch the field. So
you got Morton. You got you say Achampong. You got Morton. What's it? Morton. Horton. Moulton. You're gonna have Justice Scott coming in. You're gonna have Octavius Jones coming in. You're gonna get a guy out the portal, so you'll have depth at D tackle.
Yeah, Shamar go inside.
Shamar, yeah.
Yeah, so I think maybe we just. Yeah, I think maybe right now we're a little bit maybe overlooking the position just because of the guys that's on there, and we kind of want to see them. But yeah, you wait till spring. Obviously, get another year in that program. Isaiah Horton is one I'm particularly excited about. Between him and Moulton, just having an opportunity to kind of get another year in college and weight program, and hopefully start transitioning their bodies into starting defensive tackles. But yeah, and then if you get a guy like Burrows, and I think that's a great tone setter. So we'll see. But once again, we kind of said this earlier, this is a great problem to have. We got all these guys who want to come home, but you built enough depth. You can kind of tell guys no because your rooms look good. And then you don't have a bunch of defectors, you know what I'm saying? And you get an opportunity to really like see guys for what they are and let them kind of develop as you heard Kyle and you heard Rich talk about. And so that's what we got to see, right? We got to see Joe. Everybody gave Joe a lot of shit, man, and Joe pulled this this flip, and all of a sudden everybody Joe best friend again, man. It's funny.
Oh yeah,
it's funny how that worked, man. You know what I'm saying? Get Joe out of here, man.
Joe, we love it. Y'all don't say y'all love Joe just yet, man. Y'all been giving Joe per hill. Can't recruit.
Back then they didn't want me. Now hot, they all want me.
Right, exactly. So
that's another name. I don't know why we keep forgetting Harrison Hunt. We always keep forgetting him, but he's been real good for us.
He was towards the end of the season. He was solid. he was
It was a different role for him though.
Yeah, he took
It was a different
he
role
kind
for him.
he did exactly what
being that 3-4 in.
yeah, he did exactly what we're gonna talk about in our next position. But he became like the Corey Flag of that defensive line, where it's like, all right, you're not a starter anymore. We need you to come in and get and provide good depth. And when he did, especially when Leonard Taylor went down, and made a couple of business decisions that y'all clearly saw. Shout out to LT man for his declaration. You can see Jay Harrison Hunt was ready, and that's what it's supposed to look like, right? When a guy does get hurt or makes a business decision. I'm not saying it won't be a drop off if he's an elite player at that position, but it should be not that significant in regards to what you're commanding from the second and third. Like, it shouldn't be a huge drop off, and I think that was dope. Yeah, let's move on to linebackers. I've seen some along with Matt Lee. I've heard rumblings about Kiko possibly testing the draft waters. I really hope that does not happen. I really hope that doesn't happen. Shout out to Sean Andrews from Thailand.
Yeah, good shout out, man.
Because
what time is it over there, man?
Yeah, Sean, let us know in the comments what time it is in Thailand at the moment. Kiko is unequivocally the leader of that room. I think from a off-field leadership, it's Corey Flag. On-field leadership, just play, demanding leadership. I think that was by far Kiko, quite possibly one of the biggest acquisitions that Miami had last season. Arguably the best in that room. And if he does test the waters, I'll be happy for him, but I really feel like he can use another year here. I think he could possibly have an All-American campaign. But I understand if he wants to go. I think someone like him will get drafted. I think what he brings to a team, his instincts, the way he can kind of get into being a tied for a sack lead on the team, the way Dawson used him, I think he can take it to another level next year with a sophomore Bane.
Not Dawson, Guidry.
Guidry, my fault. Guidry. What's y'all thoughts on that?
Gotta go.
I would love for him to stay. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, if the NFL is calling, you got to go ahead and take that. But from what I'm hearing, he's gonna most likely stay because he wants to play another year with the brother. So we'll see.
Really?
Yeah, it just, to me, I keep saying it's draft grades. If you get a high enough draft, if you get a draft grade, the third round or better, yeah, you kind of gotta go. It's a short game, it's a fleeting game. So third round or better, you kind of gotta go unless you see a reason or a way you can improve your draft stock. So yeah, so if it's later than that, nah, man, just stay here and hang out with us. So I don't know. I hope he stays though, for my own selfish reasons. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so hearing that he might stay is definitely a good look. Go ahead, Rich.
Now I'm saying the same thing as KB. There is that pull to play with your brother again, which is great, and that'd be great. That's up to him. But it all depends on the money because this game is not promised. So if you can go to the league and spend some time there, play professionally, and as good as he was, I don't think that there'll be any issues with him transitioning to that next level. So I'd want him to leave and test the waters.
Yeah, if it's there. James Kane said Mario's gonna be honest and tell you what round you're going in. He doesn't have to go through Mario for that. He doesn't have to go through Mario for that. He's gonna get real. Yeah, Highsmith will give it to him, but also whoever his representation is can give it to him or whatever. So he's gonna be, he's gonna know.
So. I don't know if y'all saw that video. I mean, that picture said it looked like somebody on campus like took a creep pic of Highsmith sitting with JB, Kiko, I think it was Kevin Beard or Mike Rumpf and another guy. And I think Jalen Rivers, and I think they were all. It looked like they were discussing just that somewhere on campus. So yeah, I think there's a I think conversations are being had. I think obviously they kind of getting ready for that bowl prep. Once again, Mars kind of recruiting is kind of focused on he's focused on high school recruiting right now. But yeah, once that bowl game happens, that prep happens, I think conversations are going to be had. And guys are going to make more informed decisions for sure. And they kind of get. You got to think about it too. The bowl game is an opportunity to put more stuff on film, right? If you're not going to a quote unquote bowl game, not bowl game, a senior bowl or something like that, it's an opportunity for you to put more stuff on film because that's what's going to live in people's memories, not a Boston College game from like 3-4 weeks ago. So, not to mention too, you're gonna have an opportunity to kind of see a lot of those young guys. That's the other beautiful part about bowl games is the guys you are leaving who are leaving those holes. Well, now you get start plugging in younger guys, maybe some redshirt freshmen, some redshirt sophomores, and kind of see what they got. So for those asking, I know somebody asked about Popo. We saw Popo, we saw Marcellus Polium in that Boston College game kind of show flashes, right? We seen them be standouts and stalwarts on special teams all year. And so now you have an opportunity to kind of like look and see, hey, are these guys gonna have an opportunity to really like kind of hit that next level before next spring? And I think we're gonna see a lot of that. So
Well, the important thing about the linebacker room is
XX. I got a question for you, but let me say this real quick. I think
Go
all
ahead.
in all, that room, I don't see how that room should or could be touched unless there's just a guy out there that we need to add, like somebody that's supreme, superior, whatever. But I think that room is too much depth, and that shit has to be developed. It's too much depth. There's too many young guys, too much speed. Like we gotta start getting some of these guys ready to play, right? But my question to you is this, X. Because I think that's your favorite room, X. That's what it seemed like to me sometimes. But how did you feel, or what did you think about Corey Flagg leaving, and do you think we need to replace him?
I mean, I kind of knew he would be the one that leaves, because he does want to be that starting guy. So him sharing roles with Kinko, and then it's like you got KJ Cloud and then Wesley, and you got all these other linebackers. It's like, yeah, he wants to go to a team where he could be that guy. Do we need to replace him? Not necessarily, but I do think you do get an older linebacker in that group because he's still fairly young. You know what I'm saying? Outside of Wesley and Kinko, everybody else is sophomores and younger. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely might need to replace him. But that's the one room that you say we look good so far as depth. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, a lot of those young guys are going to get some PT next year. Real quick, to backtrack, I meant to ask you this. My answer would be yes, but X. Messidor is returning, right?
Yes, as of now, yes. He better return. He ain't played that shit, so he better.
So yeah, linebacker. You're right. Linebacker, the room is definitely, I think, solidified for the future. I think Mario did a lot of work between Malik Bryant, Marcellus Pulliam, Popo, Aguirre. Just bringing a lot of guys is going to have an opportunity to kind of help transition that room. I do think there is some linebackers that you could, maybe one, maybe two, probably closer to one linebacker. You bring in a veteran guy that can kind of help solidify that room. And then you got a Wesley obviously in there, so. And then a lot of people talking about Chase Smith. Yeah, I think he still was kind of working his way back, but I think he has an opportunity this year to kind of really re-solidify his stance in his place. What's up?
Y'all know what Chase should be doing? I mean, there's a myriad of things Chase could be doing, but that role that they carved out for Jafari Harvey, I'd love to see Chase Smith.
Oh
Mhm.
man,
That Jack,
you're right
that Jack
about that.
Linebacker.
You're
Yep.
right about that.
He kind
And
of
I
showing
want
him
him to
putting his foot in
stay.
the dirt. I feel like that's
Yeah.
Malik Bryant. 'Cause I think Malik Bryant did that all through high school, but I would love to see Chase in that role as well.
Yeah, that's definitely Malik Bryant. That's definitely Bobby Washington, Chase.
Even my Bobby Washington.
I mean, we got that. We got that linebacker, so you can pick and choose. You know, the one thing that they going to be able to do a lot next year also is, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be some speed on that defense, probably more than it was this year.
Mhm.
So you just gotta.
It's
I
all about
mean,
learning the playbook.
yeah, you gotta learn the playbook, man.
Take these bowl game reps.
Mhm.
All right, let's transition to cornerback. Cornerback is such an interesting room because we've heard nothing come out of that room unless actually you heard something that we didn't. But that room's been absolutely silent. It's actually kind of terrifying. The only thing that we saw that we can confirm is that Jaden Davis is in fact playing the bowl game, and that's because he tweeted out on his Twitter Times Square, and he seemed really interested in that because the Hurricanes are playing in New York City for the bowl game. Shout out to NYC. Um, Other than that, though, we don't know what DP2 is doing. We don't know what Jaden Davis is doing because I don't know. Jaden Davis is having the eligibility left, does he?
Yeah, no, Jaden Davis, it's up for him. It's up for him. It's up for Corey Couch.
Mm-hmm.
Who else is in the cornerback? Oh yeah, it's up for those two. So as
But
of
what's
now,
interesting is that it
You
seems
think
that
they
they're
should play in
both
the
up
bowl
playing a
game,
bowl
Vic?
game.
what you say,
Okay.
KB?
That's what that was my question. Do you think they both should play in the bowl game? Okay, I got you.
They better.
The biggest defensive fumble all season happened between those two players when they ran into each other in real time
In the
in that
Louisville
Louisville
game.
game.
That
I,
was
I,
Couch fault.
that's fine, but it was those two. You know what I'm saying? And those are your two veteran corners, the two most veteran corners in the room. You got it. You got to redeem yourself in this bowl game. I guess no question about it. Yeah, y'all need a couple picks. Y'all need something. I haven't seen any Senior Bowl invites. I haven't seen anything of that nature. So got to put a whole bunch of good stuff on film and then go test out what he want the
Yeah,
combine.
those two guys that have to just do an LFI pro day. Yeah, they're going to have some good pro days, man.
The Brown brothers.
Davis might be better at a safety spot.
Jaden Davis.
Yeah, I think he might be better at a safety spot. I remember the plays he was making early on.
He's better at the slot. He's better at the slot, not a safety spot. He's probably
not safety.
better at the slot.
I mean, your safety plays slide a lot, though, don't it?
The Brown. Yeah.
Yeah, depending on the look.
Depending on what type of coverages and packages they got.
Yeah, we saw a lot of single high safety between
the Brown brothers.
If it wasn't Cam dropping down.
I haven't heard anything. About the Brown brothers leaving. Everybody keep asking me. Demarius cornerback one, the brother. They might can move to safety next year if he wants to do that. Yeah, that's it. There's been some rumors, but rumors is from people who don't know nothing. So.
You don't act, this might sound crazy, but I'm actually not mad at that, dog. If Odell Brown goes to safety, I'm not mad at that.
X, what happened there? What happened there? Why didn't we get the kid that was advertised coming from Central Florida?
He started getting pass interferences. No coach want to keep a player on the field that's going to keep getting pass interference.
No, what I'm saying, that's what happened there, because we got him. We heard all this stuff about him.
He was quarterback one, but he was getting pass interference. He was quarterback one, but he was getting.
No. What I mean is, what is it that you think you saw that made his game not transfer from Central Florida to Miami?
I think probably the level, the speed of the game. You know what I'm saying? When everything is moving at you 100, 100 speed, and you're not reacting at the same time frame, you get beat. So in practice, it's not as fast as it is in the game.
And it's a step of a competition. No
Yeah,
offense.
it looked good in practice, but then in the game, it's like these people don't care nothing about you. You know what I'm saying? They trying to make a play. So it's like that. I would love if he wants to play safety, I think that's probably the better because he's already 6'2". You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, go ahead and play safety where you can cover at the same time, and probably better for you.
And I think you have, in that role, I think he would have better ball skills. I would love to see him maybe at a free, and then maybe put a Jadarius Richards at a strong. If Marquise Williams and Jaden Harris aren't ready yet, I would love to see that. And I think in a bowl game, you could start. That's the beautiful thing about making a bowl game, people. You can start kind of experiencing and seeing, and put that stuff on film. So when you go back into the lab for spring, you can kind of be like, all right, let's see what you did and how you looked at. And then if a guy is like, hey, we tried your corner, that didn't work. We tried your safety. Yeah, it might be just better if you take your talent elsewhere. Not saying that I want that to happen. I never want that to happen. I want every kid that come here to stay here because you came here for a reason. But that's the beauty of having a bowl game where I think we didn't get that last season because we didn't make one. So regardless of all that, you know what I'm saying, I think it's imperative to see him. And so for some people it works out, man. I always feel like sometimes, like especially if you get PI, sometimes you just not one of those people who's used to covering someone stride for stride downfield. But if you're kind of dropping back in safety and keeping the whole field in front of you, I've seen people become elite doing that. So we saw it with Charles Woodson, and as he got older, he moved from corner to kind of safety, and it worked out in his favor. You know what I'm saying? So
Rod Woodson, man.
Rod Woodson.
Sometimes, man, it's best to go as switch positions because you're just not as equipped to play that cornerback spot. But
and his brother, of his own his brother is better than him because his brother is physical. His brother will come down the box and tackle. His brother will play press off the line coverage, line of scrimmage. Excuse me. His brother does have better drop back and his bicycle step when he comes out of the breaks. And so I think he is a natural corner where Damari is more maybe a natural or maybe more of a DB, one of those guys who kind of plug and play in the secondary over a straight up man press corner. And if we'll talk about in a second, if the rumors that we're hearing is true about a particular player who was committed here once, possibly coming back, that makes it even better, right? So yeah, I love to see that. But X, I'll let you have the.
I ain't getting into that one. I ain't getting into that one. You're not getting it out of me tonight. You're not getting that out of me tonight.
Maybe more on the space.
But we still got cornerback depth. You still got Stanford right there, Robert Stanford. You got Jadarius Richards who can play both. You got a couple corners coming in the recruiting process. I think they're gonna probably still go after one in the portal, also probably two. So yeah, we should be all right.
And the same thing with Jadarius Richards, and I'll answer this question in a second, Sadan. Jadarius Richards too. He left a lot to be desired too, because when teams figured out they could pick on him, they did, and he was not great at corner. I think he's probably also a better in the box safety, strong safety than maybe a cornerback.
Pure corner, cover corner.
Yeah.
I mean, at the same time, you want those options where you can say, hey, well, you can play corner, but you probably best at safety.
Mm-hmm.
Now you could cover at least. You could cover a tight end. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to go out there and cover the 4-2, 4-3 receiver.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Do we get X? We get Jason Marshall? My answer is no.
Nah. I think if Marshall leaves, Marshall's going to that league. He's not trying to be in college.
Kamari Wilson, absolutely not. That dude is a head case.
Don't forget, we had gotten the cornerback from JUCO. What's his damn name? We had got the cornerback from
Forgot his
JUCO. I
name.
keep forgetting his name, but
He had a homeboy who's like a 5-star JUCO
who was
corner
supposed
too.
to, who was going to come. He committed to Oregon, the big 6'4" corner.
Mm-hmm. Someone said Demetrius.
There you go, Demetrius Fringy. Demetrius Fringy.
Earl Little.
Look, his pops. They got a game this weekend. After this game, I'm gonna definitely be in their chest.
Anybody else?
Is he rotation guy? X?
For Bama,
Yeah.
he was at one point. I don't know if he still is, but
He actually did see the field.
Yeah, I mean, not meaningless snaps though. It was like they put him in, but he wasn't.
I heard they got another dude from like University of like Louisiana Monroe or something like that, and a guy like Amos or something, Tony Amos, something like that, and they starting or Kool-Aid went down, and they pulled that dude up, and not Earl Little.
Yeah.
So
I mean, hey, we will gladly take him back home. That's gonna be our theme again for the off season. Come on home, come back home.
I guess it is too. I mean, with all the people we're seeing that's making these decisions and not happy where they're at, not happy with the NIL situation or whatever. They all from South Florida. Come back home.
all right, so some of y'all came late, so I'm hitting a couple. I'm favoring a couple. We're gonna go through that about we take another 15 minutes. Go through. First things first, I kind of highlighted already, but Eddie Delville told X, I got a $50 anniversary bottle of Hennessy to get Jeremiah Smith. If you talk about the same one, that Hennessy Paradiso, that's like $1,000 bottle of Hennessy. I saw it when I was in Germany earlier this year. It's insane.
Well, listen, I don't want no $1,000 bottle of Hennessy.
I do.
They got you can buy. You gonna pay $1,000 to give me 10 gallons. I took 10 gallons of regular Hennessy, man. I'm not picky. I'm still in the hood, man. I don't live in a $1 million house. I'm still in the hood. You good?
David actually jumped in the draft for the portal. We talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about that one already.
The majority of the panel feels like he should
go ahead and hit that. Go get your money, man. In the NFL, man. It ain't nothing else you can do in college.
Street said he jumped in here. Yeah, go to the league. I would rather see him go to a big time school. I don't know if Georgia will offer him, but I'd rather see him go to a big SEC school, ball out, and then go to the draft. But that's just me. Guys, do you think they should have put more stiffer rules on the NIL before they released it into the world? My quick answer is yes. My answer is yes. But go ahead, X.
No, I think they should have put rules on it to transferring. I think NIL is perfect. Look, if you're not going to pay the players the same amount of money, let the players go out there and get the money they can get.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? The NCAA messed that up. NCAA should have paid the players, and you won't have people saying, "Oh, I'm leaving the school for NIL money."
Yep.
They messed up.
Should have been part of the TV contract.
The transfer portal rule, I think they gotta step in because this is ridiculous. They gotta step in. They gotta go back to the 1 year sit rule because it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's almost fueling NIL. You think about it.
Yeah, it is.
They get lied to getting told that they're gonna get something that they're not.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we hear a guy like Evan Stewart throwing shade to Jimbo Fisher because he's like, I ain't get a damn dime. Like
Fisher left without paying him.
Oh man, listen, I was gonna wait till tomorrow to say this, but I'm gonna say it.
Go ahead, wait.
Yeah,
okay, I'll wait.
I got the space tomorrow, 7:30. I will say this:
7:30.
I saw a stat that said Jimbo Fisher gonna make $26,000 for the next 7 years a day.
Does he have a daughter?
I don't know, maybe what.
Trying to become an in-law.
Find this bitch. I'm gonna find
her. Somebody asked William Stan going to the draft. He has declared for the draft.
If you saying James Williams entered the draft, man. He going to get look. And I almost wanted to share the tear about James Williams entering the draft, man, because I watched him since he was a kid. The situation that he had was really it's hard. It's hard for a human being, let alone a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To watch
man.
your parents, watch your father harm your mother, you know what I'm saying, take her life. That's hard as a kid. Let alone, I mean, it's hard as a human being, period, but let alone as a kid. And to see him take that, man, and grow from a kid all the way to a young adult to a man, and you like, he's finally achieving the goal that he set. You know what I'm saying? To go to the NFL, man. So I'm so proud of him, man. I'm so proud of him.
Can't be nothing but happy for him, man. I think that story's going to speak volumes on the league, man. I think he's a unicorn. I think he's going to be something that the league hasn't seen yet. I think he's going to take it to another level. I don't think he's going to get drafted. I think they're going to probably home because they want him to be a linebacker. Whatever, if a creative DC gets their hands on him, it's over with. He's going to go to the league and be something that we've probably never seen before.
I could see him at Buffalo, place like that.
No, I can see him at Dallas. We don't want to see him in no Buffalo, man.
I don't want to see him in one of them two spots y'all just named.
I don't want to see him in Dallas either.
America's team. Go ahead and ball out for the Cowboys.
No,
absolutely
not. The Dolphins need 2 safeties. So
what? Javon Holland balling.
Who?
Javon Holland.
Yeah, the Dolphins need 2 safeties.
He's going crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure. But the Dolphins need 2 safeties.
And the defense going to do it. And cut it out. And anywho, Key Messidor, we already kind of spoke about that. He is
he'll be back. He'll be back. As of now, he's coming back. There's no chatter about him leaving. He didn't play this year, so he don't got no game film. He's not going to get drafted if he does enter the draft. So he'll be back.
What's ironic too, going back to the safety thing, is Cam has yet to actually officially declare. So maybe I don't see why he would play in that bowl game. Maybe he will. I don't see what the purpose is if your homeboy ain't, but he has yet to actually say he's going. It's just speculation at this point. So I know some other outlets have reported that. It's not actually official yet. Sean Rounds, shout out to Sean Rounds. Says his name 3 times, pop up, pay your mortgage. What we doing at QB, we kind of talked about that. It's still early in the process, way too early in the process. We kind of want to see what we got with JB first, and I think depending on his performance, it's going to determine where we go. Kyle, and I think the majority
we're gonna get somebody. I mean, but it's day 2 of the portal. Y'all acting like y'all want us to just take everybody that enter the portal already. Let us breathe. Let it breathe. You know what I'm saying? Let it breathe, man. We gonna be good. We going after some top dogs. Just let it breathe.
Somebody had asked about the space, and I just wanted to inform them. Yeah, the spaces are always recorded, so you can go back and play it at any time. I do sometimes on my drive to work or when I'm at work. So yeah, you can always go back and play those spaces.
Birdstone asked about Marvin Jones Jr. You heard anything about that?
Say, Marvin Jones. I heard it's rumor that he might want out. Hey, that's actually a good idea. That's actually a great idea. Yeah, man, Street, they need to try to chop that up. They were saying we should do a segment with James. That's a good idea. It's actually a good idea.
Shout out to X, man. Shout out to Street. Shout out to X too. Shout out to Street. You good?
What's going on, bro? Yeah, bro. Y'all see my jacket, man. Every time I put this jacket on, man, people start stopping me, man, talking about Team Mercedes, man. I don't even know what the fuck I brought, bro. Like, what's up, bro?
You look like a pit.
What is this shit, bro? Like, bro, I was waiting in Boston College, bro. People stopping me, Team Mercedes. I'm like, is this a big deal? Like, what is this, like Formula One?
You look NASCAR. Yeah, you look kind of NASCAR-ish.
Yeah, is it races in Miami this weekend?
No, I just brought the jacket because it was cool and shit. remind me of like high school. We used to wear the racing jackets and shit, some Miami shit.
Nah, man, they ain't nothing but
Facts.
Artbacks on Miami, man. So it's kind of
Yeah.
wild right now down there in Wynwood. But yeah, Streeter, man, somebody just brought up a excellent idea. They say we should
What's
do
up?
a segment with James Williams, like before ESPN get him.
What kind of segment?
Talking about
I
his story,
mean, you
man.
know, since we've been on the kid since he was a kid, you know, about the story with his parents, playing at Bunch Park, going to Pace, transferring to the whatever schools he transferred, stuff like we could do a segment like we don't wait for ESPN.
I remember I asked James one time about his parent in the middle of an interview, and he said, "My daddy." He said, "My mama dead," and then he said, "My daddy shot my mama." And I stopped the interview because my uncle had told me, but I had totally forgot. Channel 6 did the story, right? Told the whole
Yeah, I saw
story.
it.
And that was the first time I said to myself, you know what, man, I'm not letting these dudes tell these stories before me ever again. Because I never thought I would give it justice. Like I never thought I would lay it out like right. Like I didn't have the means to lay it out right. And tell it the whole story like they would. But yeah, man, that was the last time I was like, man, I've been through that story. I could have told that story 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
I was right. I mean, I ain't gonna say I was right there, but I remember when it happened. I literally remember
Really?
I remember when that story happened. I remember when Naquan Wright got shot at Bunch Park, and I was, both of those guys. I'm just so proud that they battled and they've been able to chase their dreams, man. Because both of those guys was like, when Naquan got shot, I just figured like, oh boy, this is bad.
Same kid that shot Naquan, right? Now, mind you, he didn't shoot him. They were shooting on the basketball court, and the bullet went over to the football field, hit Naquan in the leg or whatever, hit Naquan. And that was the end of Bunch Park for a long time. Bunch Park shut down, and that's when that undefeated team went over to the North Day Bulldogs with James Williams and Naquan and all those guys, Palomalu. I was a correction officer. That guy came to jail. He was in solitary with me, young kid. Let that guy out of jail. He killed my co-worker's daughter, which was his girlfriend.
Damn.
Yeah. Yes, he was in jail with us, got out of jail, started dating my co-worker's daughter, shot her with a shotgun, and went back to jail.
And we have to put shoot in the back, man. God damn.
Wow.
That's crazy, dog.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, it is crazy. But I don't remember. As you say, you remember when it happened? I mean,
man, I remember. Look, I got the call when it happened for Naquan, because I know they family and all that. So I got the call, and I was like, "What?" And then they were like, "Yeah, man, they were just shooting, and he got hit." And I was like, okay, man, he had Bunch Park. I know that stuff happened. When the thing happened with James, I was like, "What the hell?" Shot his mom. I mean, shot the wife in front of the kid. Like, what was he doing? So yeah.
They
Shout out Coach H. I love you in the building too.
I don't know, man. The FOL sat down with James yesterday. I think it's between FOL and what's the film? Drew Rosenhaus and I think one other which agency he chooses. So I don't know. That's definitely if we get him, you know what I'm saying. But James, very difficult dude, man. But I'm realizing something. A lot of things about these kids, man. That as difficult as they act, they need guidance, dog. They need somebody to actually grab their hands and like say, "Hey, man, come this way," because they can't look at you and say they don't know. So they got to act like they know until somebody say, "Hey, man, come this way." Because this little stint right here has been kind of interesting for me watching these kids have to choose an agency, and we'll get into that shit like that side of it. It's been very interesting to watch him. So if James chooses, that may make it a lot easier, X.
Yeah, it'll make it easier. I mean, yeah, it'll make it real easier. But I think you know what I'm saying, he'll do it. You know, because for one, I know he wants his story to be told. You know what I'm saying? Because he wants to be a mentor to younger kids. He wants younger kids to look at him and say, man, you know, I can make it. You know, I don't have to be a statistic. That's one thing he wants to do. So
yeah,
but
you see that about him too. Yeah,
it'll definitely make it a lot easier.
So,
yeah, like you say, man, he played on that team. Look, that team had so many. We talk about the Ravens team. That team was like that. They had
they were before the Ravens team.
They had T2. They had a kid, Palomado, who everybody thought was just gonna be the greatest thing ever. Man, They had team. They had Khalil Brantley was on that team. They had Romelo was on. Man, they had so many like college players right now.
I just saw Swayze and Big Bang at the Columbus game. Columbus just beat Riviera Prep. That was my first time seeing Boozer twins play. Packed house,
Oh,
man,
you talking about
sold
basketball?
out, bro. Yeah. The Boozer twins. They got Jason Richardson's son on their team. They got two of Jason Richardson's sons and the Boozer twins. That's my first time seeing him play in person. X on video, he doesn't look dynamic. He looks like he has heavy feet. In person, he looks like somebody's daddy out there playing with kids, dog. That man is, and he's like in a sophomore or something, right, X?
No, they juniors now. They got one more year.
They juniors? Yeah, bro. In person, he looks like a man amongst fucking children out there, bro.
Yeah, the one you talking about, he's like that. The other brother, he's
a little shorter. You know he's a little shorter. He kind of runs the game. But if y'all don't know, we're talking about Boozer, Columbus, number one player in the nation, right? He was like Mr. Basketball as a sophomore.
He's number one or Carmelo's son is number one. They like 1 and 2.
Yeah. But no, bro. I mean, so Big Bang was there. I say Big Bang, man. You know, Bang was Northwestern. You heard Patrick Payton jumped in the portal, huh? He said, "Oh yeah, that boy look real good on the other side of my nephew, huh?" I said, "Well, he went to Northwestern. What's that?" He said, "I'm gonna call his mama." Oh, he said, I'm gonna call his mama. Yeah, you do that, dog. You know what I'm saying?
We talked about it. I think we were talking about how it's a good problem to have because we trying to figure out whose spot he take, and if that's even possible.
He got more production than all our guys, right?
He got more production than Najee Kelly, but he don't have more production than Bang or Messidor.
He don't have more production than Messidor? He had 6 sacks, how many tackles?
I mean, we talking about career or we talking about last year? Or this year?
Well, this year I think he had 6 sacks or something like that.
I mean, I'm talking about as a career. He don't have more production than Messidor.
Not at all.
Really?
I just think that, just like Mehdi said, it's a good problem to have. I'll just say go get him and see what happens.
Well, that's up to him. Does he want to come in and compete? Because that's the thing. Like, I guess at defensive end, wherever you go, you're going to compete, I guess. Unless you're finna take a step down from Florida State. But if you're going to go anywhere equal to Florida State or higher, you're probably going to be competing. So it's up to him. If you want to come in here and compete for a spot, yeah, we'd be happy to have him. But if he's looking at it from a standpoint of who can I start over, nah, bro, it's going to be competition here.
I don't know, dog. I'm finna test y'all on these stats. But don't you think a guy like him, KB, already solidified? Like he just has to come here and play. It probably be because Verse took this year off. If y'all didn't realize, Verse was out there bullshit. He was Calais Campbell in the thing. If y'all didn't really realize that, you know what I'm saying? Me and Bane would just talk about that. Verse took a year, but you don't think if he come here, he's like solidified? He just got to do a little bit, and he headed to the league.
No, because he's got to come. No, I don't think. I don't think so.
I don't know. I mean,
I saw him
he's a
flash all that
redshirt
good stuff,
sophomore,
but
so he can go to the league if he wants. He's a redshirt sophomore, so he can enter the league if he wants to.
Right now.
So y'all say Mesidor has a lot better. Has y'all say Mesidor has better stats than him
Over his career.
of his career?
Yeah.
well, it's not even necessarily about stats with Mesidor. Remember, we got Mesidor. He was instantly our best D lineman. Finished the season ranked. I think he was top 2 or the 3rd best defensive end in the country. So,
Right.
like, I think we forget how highly touted Mesidor was coming over. It wasn't like Jalen Phillips, but yeah, we forget how good he was coming over and what people liked about him and how good he was. So Patrick Payton hadn't hit that stratosphere yet. It's just that Mesidor's been hurt.
He in the portal.
I am.
Sound like you underwater. You sound like to me. I don't know. Maybe it's me.
Yeah, I think it's you, Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you sound like that.
Oh yeah, it's me.
Yeah, it's you. Like you got the fast forward button on.
How do I sound? Do I sound like that?
No,
you sound
good.
good. You sound good.
But I don't know, Ed, what you think about Pitt? You heard what I just thought about him coming. He's gonna have to compete. What you think about that?
I'll take Peyton. I'll take him. I just, like I said, I just think, do he want to come and be like I'm not saying a role player, but knowing that you ain't finna be there every down defensive end, like, because you got other guys who gonna be there.
So what you think the purpose of him jumping in the portal? Like I said, like he's not okay. So she's talking about
the rumors is out. They say he wants more money. He wants more money from Florida State, and they're not giving it to him.
Okay. That's interesting.
But does it really make sense when you could be in the league in 1 year and you're gonna start at Florida State?
Yeah, but he just saw Travis Jordan get hurt like that, so he wants some money in his pocket.
Hey man, like I say, I'm gonna speak on that tomorrow about what's going on with a lot of these schools, man.
Okay. Yeah, man. I don't know. I think y'all was being homers, dog. If I take Mesidor best 2 years, right? Oh no, I knew this had to be close, dog. So we take Mesidor last 2 years. Okay, he got hurt last year, right? So he had 7 sacks his first year with us. So if you go back to his last year at West Virginia, he had 4.5 sacks, which put him at 11 and a half. Patrick Payton had 11. Patrick Payton had 11 sacks. So I guess if you tallied up the solo tackles or whatever, it's all close, dog.
I'm sure it is, but what?
Better. He has more tackles than Mesidor. It's all close.
It's not stats with Mesidor because you got to remember Mesidor has been inside and outside and asked to do different things. So when we got him as highly touted as he wasn't coming over with like big stacks. They just knew how effective he was.
West Virginia. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they just knew how effective he was. So that's what I'm saying. Peyton hasn't hit that stratosphere yet. So it's not about the stats. It's just Mesidor is high. He was always a highly rated guy, always. So, and that might not even be his competition if he comes over here. His competition may be Kelly and Bain, because Mesidor may go inside again. And so I think they like the way they use Kelly. Lets me know they like Kelly a lot, but they have him doing so much shit. So I don't know. It's gonna be a competition. I'm not saying that he's gonna come over here and sit the bench. He just got to realize if he comes here, he's gonna have to really win a starting job. They ain't gonna just give it to him.
A while ago, we interviewed Mesidor. He was here when he first got here, and we did it kind of like at our place. I pushed my stepdaughter in the room. Go talk to him. You think I supposed to want to talk to him because he got pretty eyes? He go to a nice school, he making money, and he might go to the NFL. You think that's the reason I should talk to him?
Yes. God damn it. Get your ass
Fucking
to
women, dog. Fucking women, dog. Women are tripping.
We just heard KB talking
No,
about
I was talking
Jimbo.
about just because he's supposed to be going to NFL? Huh?
We just heard KB talking about Jimbo
they
got
would just break it down. Jimbo contract. The first thing I said was, do he got a daughter? I'm gonna go find this girl. Shit.
Go find this bitch up.
Jimbo set to make $26,000 a day over the next 3
Really?
years. Yeah.
What was the
Next 10 years?
what was the rapper Jay-Z had on his label?
Memphis
What's the
Bleak?
rapper Jay-Z had on his
Memphis Bleak?
J-Rock, the one who was doing the Sprite commercials that never came out. Like his album never really came out. Dang, and they say he just his album never really came out. What his name is? X. I know you're talking about J.
Oh, talking about J Electronic. J Electronic.
Right.
Oh.
J Electronic just started dating one of the Rockefeller daughters or something, right? It's just like, you know what I'm saying? Fuck rap. He started dating like one of the Rockefeller.
I mean, he's one of Erykah Badu's baby daddies.
Yeah.
Oh dang.
Let's see, J Electronica girlfriend. He started dating one of them Rothschilds and one of them.
Yeah, he one of those not 5%ers, I forget what it's called. Not 5%er though. He's one of those people.
Like a Muslim?
Not the Muslim one.
Nation Islam type shit?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. He's one of those.
Kate?
And
he started dating Kate Rothschild.
And he dating a
Kate Rothschild. Kate Rothschild, yeah.
That nigga sold that Muslim shit.
So much.
No, he's the Muslim type of like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was. You know, they like white women now. They just Muslim.
Ain't the type of white woman he's supposed to be with, but he got it. I would have did the same thing. Dr. Umar would have been mad at me. Shit.
He was dating Kate Rothschild, dog. I think she was in the music business. And he started dating a Rothschild, dog. Like, so much for rap. If you get into that type of money, right? That's what you're trying to go for, KB?
Shoot.
Yeah, bro. That's different. That's past Jimbo money. That's past Kardashian money. That's different.
I know.
Dog.
That's way
that's
different.
Blood in, blood out, dog. That's different.
Yeah.
That's different. You wake up and it's a letter on your bed that say you need to marry my daughter tomorrow, and you ain't got no choice but to do it. That's different money right there. Yeah.
Jimbo getting how much a day,
honor.
Mitty?
$26,000.
Jimbo getting a day? Yeah.
26,000.
And Jameis Winston still backing up a motherfucker, huh? This shit ain't right. Yeah.
Can you imagine what Jimbo do at the strip club? Man, shit. $26,000 a day. Bitch, man. I pay them girls to put flowers on the floor like Coming to America as I walk in. Shit.
No,
hey, what they say, the boy has his own money.
What's that, dog? What is that energy? You're sitting in a room and you're negotiating it, and you saying, Jimbo, just sign the paper, man. We'll pay you $100,000, $100 million just to walk. Just sign it. Like, what are you thinking about at that time? That Jimbo's gonna bring you what? Like,
well, it's like Master P said. If how much am I really worth if they willing to pay me this? How much are they getting? So when you're doing that, there's something on the back end that they're thinking about. So they're not sweating that money. They know what that what's about to happen here. Whether it's the fan, because think about it. We can say, yeah, Jimbo ain't never do shit, whatever, whoop, whoop, whoop. But Jimbo coming over there, along with Manziel before that, it's made Texas A&M relevant, bro. Texas A&M ain't never been relevant. Now they relevant. They got standards. A lot of it started with Manziel, of course, But with Jimbo coming
See,
in and him being able to get
what's
these
y'all
passes
don't
and all
want to
that kind
give
of
Kevin
stuff.
Sumlin his credit, huh? Don't give the black guy
No,
his
no,
credit.
no. That's not what I'm saying. No, 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 not at all. What I'm saying is Jimbo helped continue it on. I'm not taking away credit from Sumlin, but just having that bigger name and that guy that can, take their money and go get these recruiting classes, it made Texas A&M extremely relevant, bro. Something they've never been. You know what I'm saying? So I think the money was worth it, I guess. If you look at where they're gonna be able to go from here, they're one of the big boys now. They weren't shit.
Right. So you saying it's no different than you giving your child $5, like, and they thinking it's a big deal, and it's not a big deal to you. They know on the back end that they about to turn over. That's crazy. That is crazy. That's why you heard Jim Harbaugh talking about sharing revenue again. He keep throwing that in there. That's why they trying to get Harbaugh out of college football.
Right.
Exactly.
He throw that in there for no reason. He'd be like, "Hey, yeah, and don't forget to share revenue with the kids. They broke." That's what they trying to get him out of there. He keep bringing it up, dog.
But he's right too, though. 100%
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, if you throwing away, if you paying people that type of money to walk away, yeah, though, it's a lot of money between getting generated from them TV contracts and
Yeah, then he's
you got
saying
these
that
dudes
And
because
out
you know what
here.
I find weird about it?
You got these dudes out here doing Smoothie King commercials and shit.
Yeah, and you pay the guy after him the same amount of money
He got the
with
same.
incentives. Yeah, Uncle Mid is getting the same. He still gets $7 million a year too.
You know what I
Yeah.
find interesting in all that, and I think what's a more telling thing is that all of these boosters and all these alumni that's coming up with this money are not stepping up to complain and say, no, the NCAA, y'all should be paying this money. That's what I find weird about it. Like, I don't know what they get out of it. Maybe
Because
they get a high from it, but
Well, say it
I don't
again.
know.
What part of it? What part do you find weird about it?
The fact that they're getting all this money from boosters and you know what I'm saying, and alumni, which of course they're gonna donate money to the school, but it's surprising me because these boosters and alumni are businessmen, and I understand that they're rich, but why don't they ever complain and say the schools should be paying the kids, or the
Talk to
NCAA
me,
should be
Rich.
the school should be
because
paying the kids?
Talk to me,
it's a
Rich.
it's a flex. Like, first of all, they don't
That's what
want the
I'm.
NCAA to get rid of the system in general of indentured servitude or slavery. Because if you're performing a task and not getting paid for it, that's called slavery, right? I
Right.
don't think they're in the business of dismantling that model, that business model, because what it allows you to do as a booster is to come in with your money to the starving athlete and essentially have them pledge their loyalty to you because of your dollars. Um, and this is exactly why, even with when you talk about the TV money and contract money, they're like, no, 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 that's separate. Because once you start to um, you have a collective bargaining agreement. Now it's different. Now the kid understands that this is the money that's owed to me for being XYZ player. Now you can do things like have comparison charts on what position gets paid what, and then Title IX is out the window as well, because why would you abide by that? Why would you go pay water polo a salary when they don't make any money? When the way that it works now is football pays for damn near every other sport. Football and basketball pays for every sport.
Right.
So it's a lot of reasons why. One of the interesting things with NIL and with even the Dion effect is you're starting to see a shift in how they also hire coaches, because now they want to see how much influence the coaches have with the local businesses in that area too. Because if you got influence with the local businesses in the area, you can pull in NIL dollars from different donors and stuff like that. So that is part of what you got to have on your resume as of now. When you're talking about um, when you talk about being in this NIL era and basically free enterprise.
Damn, that was deep, dog.
My bad.
And somebody say, boy, that Clemson education is on fire, huh?
Yeah, we got our dog. We got my dog in here, man. That dog in here. I knew my dog gonna break it down.
Y'all thought he was just running up nigga hill and messing with white girls? I thought I was getting an education. It wasn't all
My dog gonna break it down.
Not all of it.
Yeah, not all the time. I went to class Monday through Thursday.
So basically, they won't cross businesses. They're not gonna get in each other.
Nah.
And
that's why, even with them talking about the NCAA proposing like a trust for children, for the kids, the trust is good, but once again, you don't see this being done when it comes to amateur tennis players or amateur soccer players. So why are you trying to set things up for these kids? Let them figure out how to do their own trust. Let them get their own team around them, their own marketing teams, their own agencies or whatever. And for them to understand that they're the product, but they're also the boss, and orchestrate that stuff on their own. So that way they can have real life understanding of how to run business. Because now you really equip them for life after football. Because some of them not going to need to go to the NFL because of what they did with their NIL money in college.
I think too often times we try to make it like college is some kind of incredibly difficult thing to solve. You know what I'm saying? Like the models are out there in every sort of way. They should be paying these kids. The models are out there, like for everything. So you pay the kids. Like Martin Dude was talking about the costs exploding exponentially, and it's like, no, this system is in place everywhere else. You know how to do it, so just go on ahead and do it. Like there's nothing complicated about this, or like we can't afford. This is $1 billion industry with a B. Like the money is there. Do something right with it. You know what I'm saying? And you're still gonna have the boosters here. You still have boosters that help pay for coaches' contracts. So it's like, nah, man. There's no money for all this stuff to go around and for it to be done properly, man. These coaching salaries are outrageous, and so we're thinking about how we're gonna pay the kids, or we can't pay the kid. No, man, this is crazy to me.
Rich.
Mm-hmm.
But the money circulates kind of funny though, right? Because Deion made Colorado a lot of money, right? But we're hearing he doesn't have a lot of donors or money for NIL. But he made the school a lot of money. Can't the school just create a collective? Or that money is tracked? Like that money is tracked, well, and you can't just be.
It's funny you mentioned that. Prior to Deion announcing that he's head coach of Colorado, I heard this earlier today. They said that they were selling season tickets at Colorado prior to Deion getting there for like $426 for the whole season. He said now that Deion is there, they're selling tickets for $426 per seat per game.
Yeah, bro, I got the numbers. Bro, before they ever started spring practice, he made them millions and millions of dollars.
You're right. And to think about that, how many seats does Colorado have? Their games are always sold out. It's costing people $500 a seat to sit there every game, not including the off market, not including the businesses around that stadium, that school, in that city, all the hotel revenue that comes in. And all that money the kids don't see. All that money, the kickbacks they give back to the school because of that stuff. This is why you have some boosters in place. Not every single fan is just there to be a fan. Some fans are there to do business. You might have a booster who owns a chain of hotels around there. So it's in their best interest to get the coaches and the players that they want in that building because it makes their businesses thrive. So there's a lot of scenarios where money could be circulating and the kids never see any of the money for sure.
And it just seems like we're not involved in none of them.
Not
But
because they don't have to be. Because they don't have to pay. They don't have to do anything. So just like Donna Shalada or whenever when we was coming up and they want to take some of the football money and use it for the medical and all that stuff. Of course, the medical don't need it anymore, but that's what we were doing. So come on, man, we can use that money. They can use that money any way they want to use that money, but they just don't
they
want to
certainly
use
can.
it on paying the kids. So
And
yeah,
some people don't they're like, well, you shouldn't go to a coach or on your official visit and shake the coach down for money. I heard that on another podcast. And I'm like, and they're like, first of all, because you don't even know your value at your position at blah, blah, blah. So what some kids do, they'll be like, well, that other school offered me 300,000. So how much you gonna offer? Well, first and foremost, yes, it's uncomfortable, but you got to start the business conversation at some point
Yeah,
because they're going to have it with you and you
yeah,
got to be prepared for it. The last thing
right.
you want to do is be a five-star kid and you walk into that room and they're like, "Yeah, man, we're going to give you 50,000 a year."
Yeah.
Sounds good? Cuz they'll do that to you. They will do that to you.
You heard how Chance Mama was talking on that NIL on the NIL ballers?
Yeah,
She understands it. She
he
understands it.
does.
Right. Right. So oh my God.
But realize too, where you pick a school is going to be okay. This is the upfront money with the collective, what they're going to give me based on me wanting to come to their school. Then you got the environment that I'm going to be in, the city that I'm in. What is how much advertising or marketing dollars is around this city, or what are some of the guys that are tied to the University of Miami? You have to understand those numbers. um then you get around to looking at, of course, your social presence as well, and you as a product.
I don't know.
yeah,
But I
Like
digress.
for us, it's real simple, right? Like it may be a little harsh, man. But what was the movie, man? With when Toby when the slave master beat Toby, he didn't want to change his name.
roots,
Roots.
Yeah.
It's real simple. He had the plan right there. It's simple. They can't even beat us no more. You know what I'm saying? It's real simple. We just gotta one day grab our balls and buck, and then people will have to negotiate. It's simple. He had the plan right there.
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, it's real simple.
hmm it always is.
Mm-hmm. So listen, bro. Y'all ready to get up out of here? Got 332 here, man. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button and share. Make sure you hit subscribe. All y'all can't be subscribing.
I
We're
know.
gonna get this thing. And shout out to Dude, man. Dude coming way from Africa, man. Dude, I'm gonna get it right. It's in Africa. In Africa right now, it's 8 o'clock.
Hmm.
Shout
You
out,
got
shout out
Bright
to
and
Dude,
early in the
man.
morning.
I'm telling y'all a secret about Dude. Shout out to Dude, man. Anytime I used to have a rough time, man, sometimes couldn't figure things out, I would call Dude in Africa. And Dude always would have something positive to say to me, dog. Street eye. What do you mean, Streeter? Streeter, how many people from your town has 500,000 followers? Dog, and he breaks things down so simple for me, man. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'll be like, damn, what was I mad about, man? So shout out to Dude, man. Dude been in the corner for a long time, bro. Dude was trying to send us Africans to UM. Man, he ain't want to listen. Shout out to Dude from Africa, dog.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we appreciate y'all, man. Sean Andrews was in here. He was he in Thailand right now. It's 11 a.m. over there.
He been in Thailand for a long time, ain't he?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think we talked about him before, right?
I don't know.
Maybe it was somebody else. He in the military?
Pataya.
There you go right there. Sean, you been there? How long you been in Thailand, Sean?
1 year.
I've been there for a year.
Mm-hmm.
Got him
man.
a Pataya Thailand wife. That's what I hear that people do. So.
Dude gonna help me out numerous times, man. Numerous times.
Yeah, we appreciate all you guys, man. Appreciate you, Martin, man. I remember Martin used to call in on the show and stuff, man. Yeah, very smart, very, I mean, we don't like to say this to a lot of people sometimes, but very wise dude. You know what I'm saying? It's just
listen,
he the whole community, bro.
He breaks things down to me. So he be like, Streeter, come on, bro. You live in America. It's like you waking up next to J-Lo and you take it for granted. Streeter, you know what I had to do this morning, Streeter? He's like, Streeter, you guys take it for granted. You're living in the land of the free. There's money everywhere, Streeter. Get up, go get the money. And I'll be like, all right, man, fuck it, man. Let me go out here and talk to somebody at Checkers. Dog, them talks don't help me out so much, dog. Streeter, you live in the land of... Streeter, New York is about the size of most continents. It's more... Say how you say it always, dude. New York is richer than most continents, Streeter. You understand this?
What country is he from?
Dog done gave me so many lessons, dog.
You remember what country he's from?
He'll say it. Dog, and he tell me stuff like, oh man, you guys have normalized death in America. If somebody dies here in Africa, the city shuts down. I'd be like, damn. Somebody dying in Miami, they'd be like, get him off the field. We got another half to play.
Very much so, man. We've gotten to that point. It didn't used to be like that. I think I don't know who I was talking to. I told that story. I was talking to somebody. Long story short, she was talking about somebody got shot trying to break into a car. She was like, I would have did the same thing. I'm like, you would have came out your house and shot somebody just because they was breaking into your car? She was like, hell yeah. And I'm just like, you don't think about that. Like you say it like it's just that easy. You don't think about the after effects. Number one, you got to be proven innocent. So that's all the lawful stuff. But even you take that away, you think you're going to be able to just go in your house like nothing happened and go to sleep and wake up every day like you ain't just killed somebody. But it's so normalized that we think that anybody that violates us in any way that's not even physical or about to harm us, we think it's okay to just go out there and pop.
Yeah.
And I would just be like, man, y'all thinking it's just that easy or whatever. But we've got so normalized where we think that's the answer to everything. You trespassing, you don't stroke in my car, you don't stole something, and I'm 200 feet away. If I can get close enough to you, I'm finna pull this trigger. And like, man, he's 100% right on that, man. It's just way too normal for us.
He said he live in Botswana, but this is the type of stuff he used to say to me. Straight up, if Florida was a country, it'd be the 11th biggest economy. he just be trying to explain to me like, listen, bro, it's out there. Go get it, dog. You know what I'm saying? If Florida was a country, it would be the 11th biggest economy.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But no, bro, let's get up out of here, man. Let me see. He from South Africa. Botswana. I'm going to Africa one day, dog.
Me too. I want to at some point.
Me too. Shit, we're gonna take Footballville to Africa one day. Caneville to Africa.
Oh, we're going to Africa, dog. We're going to Africa one day, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you don't be nothing like this either.
No,
Footballville.
They gonna be nothing like this always was.
Nah,
Hey,
I
Street.
watch stuff on YouTube, boy. It's so beautiful over there in some of these places. Shit.
What's up?
Street.
What's up?
You wasn't here earlier, but I want to get your take before we get up out of here, man. What's your take on the
What up?
Florida State situation, man?
About them not making it?
Yeah.
I think TCU messed that up for everybody, dog. I think us watching TCU get anal raped or whatever happened to them in that national championship. Georgia eating hot dogs on the sideline in the third quarter. And I asked every last one of them Georgia boys I interviewed. I was like, bro, listen, did y'all practice hard for that game? They was like, we practiced like it was a regular game. But it was like, but early they knew that like TCU was like scared, like they didn't want to. And them watching that national championship game, I don't know if it lost them money, but I know it was very unentertaining, right? It's almost like when Obama gets president, then we gotta make a hard left turn, and then we get Trump. You know what I'm saying? They looked at that thing and they was like, oh no, this is gonna be a competitive national championship. And I don't think it have anything to do with the ACC, because the SEC was not good this year. I think they were 7-9 out of the conference or something like that this year. They were not good this year, dog. I don't think it has anything to do with the ACC. I think it has everything to do with them people losing their quarterback and them putting Florida State in there and watching Chris Braswell and Jihad Campbell sack that boy 8 times in the first round of the playoffs, and they like, God damn, we knew it. And it would have been a no-brainer then. Who would have been sitting home then? Who wouldn't have made it? Alabama or Texas? Who wouldn't have made it?
If what? Say that again.
If Florida State would have got in, who wouldn't have made it? Alabama?
It would have had to be Bama.
Yeah.
It would have had to be Bama.
Bama's 4.
But I think you could have avoided that controversy and just put Ohio State in. That's probably what you should have done.
Damn,
Well, I mean, honestly,
Ohio State looks so mediocre this year, though, dog.
That's true, but we're just talking about how the season played out. The only loss they had was I'm saying if Florida State got in, you're trying to decide between Texas and Alabama, you avoid that mess by just putting in Ohio State, because the only team they lost to was the number 1 team. The problem is they were not going to leave out the SEC champion or an SEC representative. I think that's where it came into play. They were not going to do that. So,
go ahead, Rich.
nah, I mean that's exactly the case. They wasn't going to leave out an SEC champ, especially with all the TV deals they got going on with the SEC. Really hard to do. I mean that contract is in blood. So, but at the same time, if I was to be honest about it, I would say the team to leave out would have been Texas, because Texas played an Oklahoma State team that wasn't really good in their championship.
Who else they beat this year?
They beat Alabama, though.
They beat Alabama.
That's the problem. That's the problem. See,
that's the Alabama.
problem. See, what they dared to do, it was like they had a puzzle and the one piece was missing, but they had to sacrifice the puzzle. You know what I'm saying? So
who did they lose to?
Oklahoma, who's 10-2. A 10-win Oklahoma team.
They lost to a 10-win Oklahoma team.
And Oklahoma lost some games. Both the games they lost are games that they should have won.
Right, a 10-2 Oklahoma team. Yeah, and I think they gave them some credit for that rivalry game shit too. Like they probably looked at it like, man, Florida State could have lost to Miami. You know what I'm saying? They probably looked at it like that. Nah, bro, I thought somehow Georgia was going to eke in there. I don't know how, but Georgia was like 50-0, dog. Like Georgia hadn't lost a game in like 50 games. So, huh?
It wasn't 50, but I think it was like 28, 27.
Oh, I'm exaggerating this shit.
Yeah,
it was a lot though. It's a lot of. I'm just saying. I just thought that somehow them being number one the whole entire year. Think about that. Think about you was number one for the whole entire year. You have to play Alabama in your conference championship, and then you don't get voted top 4 teams.
I'm gonna keep saying this.
Stupid, bro. All of it's
I'm gonna keep standing on this. I think Georgia. I think Kirby thought that they can once again sneak for entertainment purposes. I think he has a weird obsession with the SEC. We hear it all the time in the press conference. I think he thought that laying down to Georgia and losing a close game or to Alabama would have gotten both teams in, but he never considered Texas also beat them by double digits on the road. Back one-loss champion is not what's the team you're gonna put in to be half Texas. And it looks good because Texas is gonna be SEC next year anyway. So
I mean, I don't. Yeah, I just don't think. I don't think they intended like. They probably did not see Alabama as a threat until it became a threat at the end of the season, and it was like, oh boy, this unorthodox motherfucker, he's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't seem like a threat to anybody when they was at it with USF in the rain, going toe to toe. When they get beat by, they didn't seem like a threat until they became a threat. You know what I'm saying? If I was Georgia, I'd be mad as hell at Auburn. I'd be mad as motherfucker at Auburn. Come 4th and 25 or whatever that was. Whatever that was. Yeah, I'd be mad. Yeah. But no, bro, the system is just messed up, bro. I mean, and it calls for a lot of conversation, but it's a jacked up system, dog. Either way, there's 5 major conferences. Somebody gonna get every year. Somebody getting who got last year? Who got left out?
It's 4 now.
It's been 5 though, right?
Yeah, it was 5. Now it's 4.
And quiet as kept, them people out west probably playing some of the best football this year.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. If you would have told me and Twan when we went to Washington to interview Braylon Trice that these motherfuckers was gonna be in the playoff, we would have took more pictures. I say, Twan. I say, Twan, we ain't got no more footage from Washington.
And this crazy thing is, I'm watching Pac-12 championship, and it seemed like I don't know if the light switch turned on or I just don't pay enough attention. It seemed like Braylon Trice is popping off the screen. He dropping the coverage.
Yeah, he looked real good at the end of the season. Yeah. He looked real good.
Yeah.
So yeah, y'all might have knew something when y'all went there to interview him.
Yeah, first rounder. He projected first rounder. But yeah, so out west they probably played some of their last season, but they played some of the best football this year. You know what I'm saying? So the system is just jacked up. It goes to 12 next year, right?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
So somebody's gonna get left out, but it won't ever look as bad as this, dog. Who got left out last year? I can't remember.
I think they were saying that because the problem is that TCU wasn't a conference champion. So that's what made it weird to begin with. TCU didn't win the Big 12, or they did win the Big 12. No, I think by process of elimination, I think Oklahoma.
I think they lost to Kansas State for the Big 12, didn't they?
Something like that. But
with Deuce Vaughn.
Yeah, Alabama got left out last year because Alabama wasn't a conference champion. Georgia was.
Hey, But this stuff happens all the time. Like somebody said, they got us in 1999 when we beat Florida State, but they sent the FSU. I see people keep putting up that screenshot when the two teams ranked 1 and 2 had less BCS points than the two teams ranked 3 and 4. You know what I'm saying?
And it kept moving throughout the week, and that's the part that people didn't like. That it kept changing.
Right.
And they were like, what is this based off of? That's why I wasn't mad. I can't be too mad about it. But this is like people telling you, like, nah, y'all not getting it. So I can understand their frustration in Florida. Don't get me wrong. I do. Am I gonna shed a tear? Hell no. But I will identify when a travesty has been committed.
You do think they should have been there?
Yeah. 13-0 and beat 2 SEC teams on the way. If they beat any other conference in the regular season, they beat 2 Big Ten teams, 2 Pac-12 teams, I'd be like, nah. In fact, they beat not 1 but 2 in the same season. Because I'll tell you right now, scheduling at LSU with Jaden Daniels at the beginning of the season, they weren't supposed to win that game. That's what they do to us every year when they put us against Alabama at the beginning of the season or LSU. It was them flexing like, hey, this is how much better we are than the ACC. And they do that on purpose because if you go back and the championship, the SEC loses that championship. Whether in Alabama, I remember Clemson went against Georgia. I think Georgia only went against Alabama. But whenever the ACC is in there, we keep them from winning the Natty that year. I think maybe once. I think once they beat Clemson, but when I saw that, I was like, hey, that's fair. That's fair to want to keep the ACC out, but
yeah, I don't know. I don't think it had anything to do with that. I just think that you got people picking it, bro. Like it's like Grinny said, it's like figure skating. You got people picking the team.
Objective, subjective.
Yeah, right. So, and if they saying, listen, bro, we cannot have another blowout national championship again, so we gonna pick. Y'all want to hear something funny though? So one night we was at the big house, and we're gonna get out of here after this, right? And we had some kids over there. We had Colston from Michigan was there, and we had their cornerback from Michigan was there, right? And then Dallas Turner showed up. And Dallas Turner, I remember him like being quiet, you know what I'm saying? But he showed up and they got to talking and doing what kids do, man. And he basically was telling the Michigan kids, man, listen, man, y'all gonna get to the playoffs and do the same thing. Get blowed out. He basically was telling them that. and we was looking at each other like they gonna fight. They finna fight, man. But look who got first round. Alabama versus Michigan.
Yeah, you need to keep that camera rolling, dog. You and Twan fucking up, man. You need to keep that camera rolling. Those are gems.
Yeah, it'd be too much shit going on that can't be recorded. But if Michigan, if Michigan, and I think it's their best chance to beat them, right? You beat Alabama. Yeah. That man was talking trash. That man was talking cash shit. But shout out to Dallas, man. Hometown kid. Y'all ready to get up out of here, bro?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
My hot spot definitely is.
You on duty, dog?
My last leg. If you want to call it that, not really.
What's the weather over there? 3 degrees? 8? 2? It's warm?
No, it's in the 30s.
Is it? Oh, shit! Is it the 30s?
No, I don't know what's going on, but this is my last winter here. I am find some wood to knock on. It has not snowed. It snowed maybe like a heavy snow one time, and then it melted in 3 days.
Yeah.
And it ain't dropped to single digits except once. No, not even that. It dropped into the teens once, and it's been 30, 40, 50. I don't know what's going on. Hey, shout out to global warming, man. Shout out to y'all bringing these fossil fuels up and destroying the environment because y'all making my last winter here in Jordan, man. So shout out to y'all, man.
It's supposed to be cold here in the morning. 57, dog. It's supposed to be 57 here in the morning, dog.
Bust out the Uggs, man. Bust out the Uggs and starter jackets. It's over with.
Yep.
It's supposed to be 57 in the morning. They say a state championship in Tallahassee is going to be 30. And they got Jeremiah Smith playing at 10 o'clock in the morning. What the
Yes.
What is that?
Yep.
Shout out to the FSA.
It must be because of the classifications. Because typically put the bigger classifications toward the end of the night.
Well, they got Miami New Orleans playing at 10 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, too. We came from the furthest. Nobody could have came further than us.
Right.
But you got Team of the Keys.
You got the number one player in the nation playing 10 a.m.
You going?
In 30 degrees. I'm supposed to be flying up there tomorrow. I don't know, bro. I don't know if I want to watch football at 10 a.m., bro. 30 degrees. 30 degrees.
The content, man. For the content.
Nah, if I go, I go as a spectator. I didn't apply for none of that stuff, man. We're moving on up, man. We're getting out the kiddie pool, like Twan say. We're going to the NFL moving combine this year, though. We're going to the draft this year, bro.
That's what's up.
But let's get up out of here, man. We over 100 Fahrenheit. Damn. Shit. When is winter? There ain't no winter in Africa?
Shout out to all the villains. No, they
They're on the other
they
side
swap.
of the equator.
So whenever so whenever stuff
Yeah.
happen over there, they winners all summer.
Yeah, you gotta go climb the mountain if you want to win over there. You get to the top of the mountain, they got plenty of snow waiting for you.
Anybody like Michigan over Alabama?
I'll take them.
I'll take him.
Yeah.
I'll take him.
Yeah. If they can get Jalen
Just-
Monroe, how the other team has been, yeah.
The way they're
But he the Jalen Monroe.
fucking with Harbaugh.
Let's see, Lotto Meso, he had 16.5 sacks total. Hey.
Who?
Messador. Damn, what I was about to say.
What's up?
Oh, you got any intel, or do you want to say for tomorrow? Intel on Dennis? Dennis put out some cryptic tweet.
I didn't ask anybody. I didn't ask anybody about it. Y'all couldn't figure it out. Huh?
At this point, I don't want to speculate, man. I'm just gonna be happy when it's done. That's it.
Oh, and well, one thing I do know is Miami's looking for a established quarterback that has put time in to bring in to compete for a position, I guess. And they also say they wouldn't be surprised if Corey Brown go out there and light it the fuck up and put everybody on notice. Put Kyle in the back. Put Kyle in the back. Yeah. And it's trending that we might be posting our biggest Black Santa ever. Ever, right?
When?
This last this Black Santa bigger than last year, Black Santa?
What was the biggest one last year? It wasn't France.
Money
No?
McClain.
Oh yeah.
I would say I'm not so sure about that, only because this last year's wasn't. It kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Last
It
year
damn
just
so
kind of came out
did.
of
Yeah,
nowhere.
it damn so did. It was like there was yeah.
Yeah, we did get
The
bounced. A
rumors
couple of
started
our
swerving
recruits
like
last
that
year.
day. Huh?
A couple, but that's
Yeah.
the part about Mario's recruiting. I think is so dramatic, man. He really be having these other fan bases on eggshells. I think it's hilarious. It is so nice to be on this side of the fence, dog, and not be like we was at Manny, where we think we got a guy, and then 3 days for Sunday he decommit, and you're like, what the? It is so nice being on this side of the fence, man. That Ohio State, like, go look under a JJ tweet and go count how many Ohio State fans be under there, convincing themselves, hey, gonna love to see you in that scarlet and gray. I'd love to see you up here, like,
Recruiting isn't for the faint of hearts, dog.
at all. For the
You
record,
have
that's not
to.
a sin. We getting JJ.
Oh, bro, listen, we got trolled last year. We got trolled like, oh my god, we got trolled pretty bad. You know what I'm saying? Last year, Dion did us dirty last year.
We know the in and
But
outs
we
of that,
knew.
so we didn't get trolled. The fan base got trolled. The timeline got trolled. We knew what was up. Hey, shout out to the Colorado education system, man, for getting my guys squared away, man. We appreciate y'all. We appreciate you, Colorado.
All right, man, let's get up out of here, man. I guess.
Space, man, 7:30 tonight, man, with X. He says he's gonna come back, but he probably go to sleep.
X probably got
Anywho,
tussies now, man.
hey, shout
Shout out
out
to
to
X.
the right. Shout out to Grand Theft Auto 6, man, 2025.
I was just about to say that. Go ahead, dog. That boy froze.
What'd you say?
I was just about to say that.
No,
And listen, man, if you want to become a member, one of the easiest ways to become a member is in the member section on Twitter. On Twitter, the top of the Twitter, the members stay up there. The link stays up there. Just go to the top of Twitter, click the link. I'll put it in this description. And we'll just start by putting it in the description like we used to. But on Twitter, at the top of the Twitter, it's pinned at the top. Villains, click that, be a villain, and then once you get inside the villains, you'll see where to go to the message section, and you get the group me link, and you get a part of the best hurricane community in the goddamn world. And you get to come talk to, get fussed out at Medi and get fussed out by Kyle and listen to Rich educate people. And who's some of the Hall of Famers inside the group me, dog? What's some of their names?
Hall of Famers.
Yeah, dog. They've been there for a while, bro. Who's some of the our group me? Don, Snaps.
Nah, first of all, you got to start off Sean Rounds, man. Sean Rounds.
Sean Rounds is Ruiz.
Legendary.
Sean Rounds got input.
Sean
can tell us to sit down right now. We just go, all right, man. We're going to sleep. We're going to go to sleep.
Yeah, Don.
Sean Rounds.
KC3. KC3.
Bullyville was
Marvin Chapman, Bunga.
Marvin Chapman.
Yeah, shout out to Marv, man.
Who the funny dude with the Masonic?
Alex Morris. Alex always in there.
Oh, yeah, CY. Yeah, definitely CY. Alex Moyes. CY.
Funny dude with the Masonic emblem on and shit.
Oh, the Masonic.
The blue Masonic emblem. Cracking jokes.
Charles Chucky Brown.
Yeah, with that 60-year-old man comedy.
Yep. Timothy Haggerty.
Shout out to y'all legends, man. Yeah. Timothy only popping there when we talking about Palm Beach. Shout out to the group legends, man.
Damn, speaking of Marvin Chapman, he dropped a gem in there about an hour ago. You see it?
Did he? What he said?
Pat Pay wasn't getting paid, so hey.
He said what?
I think X trying to save that for tomorrow. I think.
Marvin Chapman is
oh yeah,
the father of
that's not on Twitter. Y'all saw Travis Hunter?
Oh,
so James.
That's the value we bring over here, man. We don't just We be talking about our ass. What you say, Street?
What did Travis Hunter do on Twitter?
Well, Travis Hunter was talking about Florida State. Shouldn't have made it. He said they were weak or something like that.
He said they would have beat. He said they would have beat Florida State by 10 in Colorado.
That's what he said.
Yeah,
He said what?
I doubt
Who
that.
said that?
Go off, King. They would have beat. Travis Hunter said that Colorado would have beat Florida State by 10 if they played.
Travis Hunter said that?
Yeah. Right here, I'm looking at the tweet right here.
What? Okay. Weird.
He says weird.
All right. Well, good show, fellas.
All right, man. Let's get up out of here. Hit the like button, man. Share. Make sure y'all subscribe. Check X out tomorrow, 7:30, man. We out of here. Go ahead, end it, Mitty. I don't got no end buttons.